Wake up, gamers, because you're listening to the Big Think Dimension with Dan and Bob Video Games.
Bob, we don't have a job to do.
Oh, thank God.
KZ Excellent.
Blah, 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 blah.
And Mr. Feel.
Put the pumpkin pie in my mouth.
Here on GigaBoots.
Strong opener for this week. We're going to talk about the Reese's Filled Muffins.
That sounds, you say it so ominously.
Well, how many foods have you eaten in your life where you want the adjective for them to be filled?
Let's see. I like cheese-filled meatballs.
Okay.
I haven't. Like, is it a liquidy core or it's just shredded parm shoved in there?
You make them, so it's usually like a cube of Maz or something that you put in the center of the meatball.
Yeah. That'd be good. That seems all right.
Like an eclair.
Yeah.
That can be okay. I just
and maybe like I've had like French toast filled with Nutella or cream cheese, which is also all right.
I don't know how that's been too much for me. In the
filled, I like things that are filled in. You know? However, like, for example, I was thinking of an Uncrustable. I am not going to buy an Uncrustable that's like Uncrustable with a big filled.
Like Kit Kat filled Uncrustables.
Whoa.
That might be good.
Filling something with a Kit Kat's insane.
It's basically
It's like turducken.
I know. I was like, we put a bunch of Kit Kat fluid inside a white bread pouch.
Just get a blender, throw a bunch of Kit Kats in with a little bit of heavy cream, and just blend. And then you use a piping bag to put it in whatever you want.
And put in whatever you want, and then you air fry that.
If you blend it, though, is it going to be crispy at all? Like, I feel like you've destroyed all of the cell walls almost.
It'll probably stand up a little bit.
I mean, you just put it through a piping bag.
You'll need to, what you do, you make the filling Feel's talking about, and then you get real wafers to put in the whatever you're filling.
God, you're so smart.
2 layers.
That seems reasonable. I would try that. I wish I didn't try this. They call it a filled muffin. That shit is not a muffin. It doesn't feel like a muffin in your mouth. It feels like a cupcake, but it actually feels more like a zinger the size of a fist.
Oh, God.
Dan?
Yeah.
You're right. I had that 5 minutes ago. I waited until right before we started to have an immediate, take on it. Dan?
Yeah.
It's not often that I eat something and go, this is way too many ingredients. But the Reese's thing where it's like, there's 6 different things that'll kill you all at once. Not all of them fit.
Yeah. For me, the part that gets me is the filling literally tastes like a zinger filling.
Yes.
But it's mildly flavored peanut butter.
It doesn't, it's definitely not Reese's filling.
No.
So it's complete lies.
Yes.
Yeah, this is bullshit.
It's like cream.
Yeah, it's peanut butter-esque cream.
Yes. That's genuinely.
I'm taking their word for it. I have I didn't taste peanut butter at all because there's 18. They slather like peanut butter sauce on top of it and shavings of chocolate, and then it's a very. That thing's huge.
It's huge in the cake because this is the number one reason I have a problem with it. It's not muffin-like at all. It's much closer to a cupcake.
Yeah,
in texture and consistency.
I bought muffins yesterday, and I had one of them earlier. So I have a reference of what is a muffin?
Does it have that texture of like a gas station muffin that's like very cupcakey already, or is it even more?
It's even further.
Yeah, it's just a cupcake. Like it tastes insanely rich and just sweet,
and it's cake-like.
And it's cake.
It immediately started dissolving,
and it's a lot like the zinger. You know, it's greasy. It's overly sweet. Keep in mind, this is coming from a person who likes zingers. If you're like, hey, you want a zinger? I would say yes every fucking time. I don't want a zinger the size of my fist that is covered in peanut butter-esque things and then injected with peanut butter-esque whipped cream. It is
so it's like the sugar and shortening filling of like a Twinkie or a Zinger, but with like the smallest bit of peanut butter flavor.
Allegedly, yeah. Because once again, as Casey said, and I totally back him up on this, I can't say that flavor inside was distinctly peanut butter.
Yeah, I couldn't find it. There's so many things that you are punched in the tongue with.
Yeah.
That by the time because I thought what I took was a pretty sizable bite. I didn't pierce the shell enough to get to the cream the first time, so I had to like do one of those limp baby like to get more. And then I threw the rest away because I'm like, this is too much. I fear for my own health.
Yeah, no, it's disgusting.
Yeah, I know. I can fuck up some chocolate, man, but that was wasn't necessarily that great.
Yeah,
and seemed like diminishing returns.
I spent 3 months side-eyeing this shit in a gas station. Bob looks at it as we're leaving at like 2:40 in the morning or something,
like
or
that.
almost 3 a.m. And then I'm like, you know what? Today's the day. I'm gonna get it. so regrettable, these fucking things. 450 calories per muffin.
Of course.
Anyway, so keep an eye out for those if you want to, eat garbage. That's it for food, right?
I think so.
No one else had secret food? Okay, cool. We can go on to talk about what we've been playing.
Okay, you played Call of Duty last week.
No, that was the week before.
That was the week before?
before.
Oh, I've lost all contact on time.
So we played Grand Theft Auto, the definitive trilogy for Friday's stream last week, as in 2 weeks ago when this goes up.
God.
Man, that thing is so funny. Our clip of some insane shit showed up in a Digital Foundry video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy Cementi. which is Bob died in the garage. How did you die in there, by the way?
I had a flaming car. I was put it into the paint spray. I blew up in the paint spray.
Oh.
And then he respawns elsewhere, and when he drives back, he finds himself T-posing in the cement, staring up at him in the most concerning way.
If you shoot him, will he die?
I said, if you shoot him, will we die? Because I was like, do you think the programming for hit detection is still on that thing?
It'd be pretty good if it was.
This whole thing's so bubblegum and bullshit that I thought maybe it actually would. This thing's, when Bob was playing GTA 3, we were talking about like, it's such a weird, surreal lens to view the games through.
Yeah.
Your curiosity about like, I could probably play through this whole game. I played GTA 3 so many times, it would be really neat. And then we found out, random codes just don't work. They even make sounds like they're working, but they don't do anything.
Yeah, it's really upsetting.
What a fucking disaster. You have one job.
Yeah, no, that is the main job, to make sure that this definitive version is something you can do, have fun with in the exact same way that you did back in the day.
Instead, it's like a weird circus mirror they were looking at of it.
It's like, oh man, it looks weird and fuzzy.
Oh man, this game's 3 feet shorter.
You steer left and right too much, your car expands.
That was actually in the original, as it turns out.
Yeah, I saw that and I went, what?
Yeah, it's such a delicately crafted glitch for what I understand. So when people pulled it out with the new one, they're like, nobody's going to know that this shit was in the original. Just pretend. Pretend it's brand fucking new to this nightmare version of this game.
I'm surprised it made it over because everything's been so bizarrely altered. It's like, is it?
Yeah.
You're kind of surprised when there's original code base in it.
Kind of, but like that camera shake for explosions is the exact same as it was on PS2.
Yeah.
And that's kind of hard to nail down because it's clear that the original person who designed that camera shake explosion animation in 3 was just fucking moving a camera to specific points at random and then looping it.
Uh-huh.
Those are very specific points to hit in space. Yeah, this thing's really, really rotten. It's $60 fucking. I don't know who would want it or why. I think it was fun for that stream, but
yes. Was it $60 fun
for that stream? Even that's debatable.
Mm-hmm.
I had a fun stream, but
I think diaper CJ getting told to shut the fuck up by everyone is pretty.
Shut
the
the fuck
diaper
up, Carl.
bandit.
See, you engineered the perfect, most priceless moment.
I'm a sicko. I probably would. I still have thoughts of like, I want to go play more of GTA 3, even if it's a horrible version.
Yeah.
It's right there. You can just play it on your new machine.
Yeah, this is up to 60 frames per second.
Does not hit that too often.
Yes, it's seeing reviewers go, I played in performance mode. It was pretty great. And then in the comments, they're like, Digital Foundry just showed that it runs like shit.
Yeah. And that's just on 3. 3 isn't by any means the most technically impressive game in the trilogy.
No. Yeah, Vice City definitely got worse, and then it got way worse in San Andreas.
I think the worst part of San Andreas is not having the fog, because then you see the incredibly square shape of all of San Andreas.
I didn't need to see super zoomed out San Andreas.
Like I'm playing Sim City, and that's the land plot. It's so rough. It's so rough, man. I'm really glad Digital Foundry's doing in-depth videos on each one.
Right.
That's cool.
I wish that they got like a good re-release on any of these, because I want to give San Andreas another chance. I do.
Yeah.
Though even what we played there is like, this is bad for all the remaster reasons, but I think this mission design of going in this horrible cul-de-sac every time and getting back out is really terrible.
Here's the thing, though. Maybe I'm broken by Jack 2, but it seemed all right.
It sounds just like Jack 2's fucking base, where you're trapped in a zone you don't want to be in at all.
It felt pretty like all of the missions in this were incredibly bare bones.
Yeah.
But compared to Jack 2 missions, I was like, yeah, I would probably keep trying these.
Of course, all of it was gold compared to Jack 2, the gutter trash of all open world gaming.
San Andreas is like 150 hours long, so they keep giving you more mechanics.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if only Jack 2 had the mechanic of you could bulk up and become super jacked Jack.
They had 2 codes that worked: getting muscular and getting fat. And I couldn't go back because they didn't leave those codes in.
Wait, what?
So I just became Ultra Chungus.
I'm wondering why you were so wide.
I was like, damn it. I wanted to see him bulk, muscular, but not fat. And now I've just gone down this one-way road, and CJ's huge. I do appreciate that cutscene, though. It was like, you dress like a prostitute. And she's like, yeah, you would know what a prostitute dress looks like. And then CJ says, what's wrong with dressing like a prostitute? As he wears his cowboy boots, diaper, and stripper shirt.
Everyone's like, shut the fuck up, Carl.
It was the funniest goddamn moment of the stream.
I really enjoyed the glitch that were on the motorcycle where it's just showing Carl's face.
Yes.
And it just looks like Tyler the Creator's mugshot.
This is fucking quad bike
It just looks like this.
Holy shit. He's got there's light between Tyler's eyes there. We need him to look completely blitzed out of his mind, rocking back and forth left and right. Yeah, I don't know. It's really hard in situations like this to be like, the core game's there. Everything's a fucked up nightmare visually.
Yeah, everything is super dark. Like, you can't see half of what happens in some cutscenes, especially San Andreas. I think that was an extra big problem in that one.
Yeah, it was. We had to adjust the brightness on the fucking TV.
Yeah, it's not, obviously this isn't how the game is.
No.
Not at all. And then every character model looks way worse. It's horrible. It's just sad.
Some of them were. You remember that chick at the fucking fast food place? Who was just chewing on cud like she was a cow?
Yeah.
And her neck is clearly stitched onto the rest of her body.
Even CJ's model just looks wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like, he's the main character. How did this happen?
We couldn't figure it out.
We didn't know how to rig him.
But you see, we started development on it. Take-Two said, can you make it? It comes out in 2 months.
Yeah, this was dire. The fact the dev behind it was named after a gang in San Andreas was nuts. Grove Street. I was like, are you serious? Are you serious?
And then that was the worst of the remasters, easily.
It's like how do I put this?
They definitely didn't run everything through an upscaling algorithm that made a model that is supposed to be a 6-sided hexagon nut into just a tire.
Yeah, no, they fucking clearly cared deeply about this remaster.
Definitive edition. That's the insane title for this.
It is the most ludicrous. This is the most farcical thing of the fucking year. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you can't even recommend it based on the advanced aiming they added, because that feels terrible.
Oh yeah.
You might be better off with the original.
I was shocked by how rough that was, because you know, you can aim like modern games, but then the moment you start to sort of aim at someone, it whips to them and whips around in such a crazy way. And then people in chat were saying, yeah, this is because it's based on the mobile phone version. It's like, oh God, how's it this bad? Anyway, so we played that. You got anything else you want to say about it, Bob, or we can move on?
We can move on.
Okay, cool. We played one other game, Bob. Babylon's Fall.
Oh no, we have to talk about that.
I played a little bit of this. Not
Fantastic. I saw Bob play it, so I was good.
Yeah.
I need to stop getting clinical depression from going, yeah, maybe. Oh my God. This has happened with Babylon's Fall like twice for me. It's rough.
So, Bob.
Yeah.
Describe Babylon's Fall to anyone who didn't watch our video /stream or hasn't kept up with what they announced.
Babylon's Fall is an online multiplayer hack and slash RPG. It's trying to be Destiny. And it has combat where you fight a bunch of enemies and they all take 100 hits and hardly move when you hit them. And all the combo strings are bad. And you have very few weapons and they all feel really undone.
See, the weird thing, I think the most interesting things to note.
Yeah.
Firstly, to establish the budget, imagine you're traveling between 13 rooms that are all the same room, but they all look castle-ish.
Yeah.
And you can see the beautiful skybox.
Yes.
And you're fighting mobs and mobs of damage sponge enemies at every fucking room. The interesting thing to note about this, though, mechanically, is the weird face button being mapped to specific things, because you have L2 and R2, right?
Yeah.
And those are like your almost astral weapons that float behind you and do strikes based on that, right?
Right. So, yeah, L2 and R2 are set to those, and then square and triangle are set to heavy and light attack. You can set these up at the beginning of the round, and that's it. You can't change it mid-round. You set a single weapon to heavy, a single weapon to light. So if you accidentally set, say, a shield to either of those, it's just, well, you basically don't have that attack anymore.
You have no damage output, basically.
Yeah, right. If you put 2 shields on for heavy and light, you wouldn't be able to do damage except with your L2 and R2 buttons, which are kind of like spells. Like you set a sword there, it becomes an energy sword.
Yeah.
You have like a stamina meter that determines them.
Yeah, they're also based on that. The stamina meter is used for dodging and for using your L2, R2 buttons. Ever since the announcement of this game, they showed that thing where the 4 weapons are floating on your back. And it was like, well, obviously, you'll have a button to switch between which weapon you're using, and then you'll do something with that, and it'll be cool. No, absolutely not. No weapon switching in this game at all.
It's just a beta. I'm sure they'll add it before release.
Oh, yeah. So oh my God, they put out a survey after it was done. They asked about combat, and they had this huge list of things you thought were good. I just show you guys this list. It's every single thing is intensely bad, like to the point of like, how did you even think anyone would write yes, that was good?
Oh no.
I tweeted this, so I need to picture those real quick.
Giga_Bob on Twitter.
Here we go. I'll just copy this and get it in there.
I found one of the interesting things about it is, and someone in chat let us know about this. I think it may have been Silvermane, but it could have been one of the people who found us because we were doing this stream. Yeah. If you charge your wand to do a projectile spell for an insane amount of time on like one of your shoulders while you hit them with normal attacks to keep your stamina gauge full or your MP gauge full, you can unleash that thing after charging it forever for a decent chunk of damage. And that seems to be the only mechanic that feels good, that makes sense.
Yeah, because these health bars are insane.
So, Bob, I'm looking at this survey question.
Yeah, let me read the question. Which aspects of the battle action did you find enjoyable?
Well, what are they?
There's too many to read.
There
but
are.
they're all intensely out of touch.
They're all. It has the energy of when what is his fucking name? Colbert did the Colbert Report.
Yes!
He would ask people if George Bush was a great president or the greatest president.
Yeah,
and that's how this question is phrased.
Yeah, I was looking at these and I see the additional effects from equipment that made it feel like it made an impact, encouraged you to build. And I'm like, there's no way that's real.
Yeah, this is intense.
Yeah.
That game doesn't function, let alone let you do a build.
I mean, the first 5 things are almost a checklist of things they critically fucked up in this.
Right.
For example, just going to read the shorter ones and ignoring the first one. The attack animations felt good.
No.
The evasion animations felt good.
Absolutely not.
Abundance in combos and actions. The strategic elements of the battle, intense battle sequences. What? None of those are represented here.
Right. It's like they made a survey for a typical Platinum game.
Yes.
Without any idea of what was actually made.
Yeah, I know. This feels like
I haven't
prank.
seen it, but it's probably like everything else, right?
That's what the fucking community managers say.
Yeah, you probably have like some sort of witch time, and there's probably cool juggles. I bet you can switch weapons.
Yeah, the sword is the only thing that has any sort of combo string. Which you all you get is mash the attack button and hold the attack button, and that's it. So basically, just 2 different things. Everything else is so pathetic. Like the wand is 3 very slow attacks that shoot a little energy ball that usually misses.
Yeah,
it's like you need to make these things fun at any level, but they just didn't. So this was super depressing. For viewers who don't know, I am a huge Platinum fan. I went in with the most optimism I could. I gave this thing so much hope. I played it for 7+ hours.
Yeah.
I did every single piece of content. They didn't even put a tutorial in this.
Yeah,
they didn't. Okay.
I was so confused when you were dropped in to the hub.
So here's something that happened to me the very first time I tried to play this.
Okay.
I got partnered with somebody else who had way more gear than me because this was the very first run of the very first level. They ran ahead into the first combat arena. We ran into the first combat arena and did that, and that's fine. Then we did the second one, and Bob has mostly talked about how the combat is bad. There's like weird mechanics that are just like filler, like hit a switch to make a barrier go down in the hallway.
Yeah.
So you can keep going. So they do that, and then the other person runs ahead of me into the combat arena, and like a wall that looks the same goes up, and I'm like, how do I get into the fucking arena? So I run around and look, and I'm like, I can't get into the fighting arena. Surely they did not make it so if one person runs ahead and triggers the encounter, everybody else is locked out. You have to stand right in front of it and hold circle to go through like a Dark Souls fog wall.
Yes.
Except it looks identical to the other effects they use, so I just got confused.
Yeah, I found that out before running to that other wall, so it never was an issue for me, but I could totally see having that.
I don't get why I can't just walk through the wall. Like, I'm outside. I can't pull the enemies to me from outside.
I guess
just don't let me go. Just make it one way.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to make it very clear you wouldn't be able to get back out, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't understand why you have to wall that off at all.
Yeah, each encounter takes forever.
That's because they can't have complicated enemies with good AI in this, KZ, so they're afraid that you would kite it out into the hallway and just shoot it to death with projectile weapons.
Yeah, and frankly, that's their place as a game like this.
Yeah, I just meant the fact that you can't get in. That just seems weird.
Yeah, this is a real bummer.
It's really embarrassing how much they want this to be Dark Souls. Like, it's just embarrassing.
It's really bizarre because your character looks like a really high-end PS3 model for a Dark Souls-like game. Some of the HUD elements also seem like that.
Yeah, the create a character really it looked like the face fused Dark Souls and like Oblivion together.
And then some of the animations look pretty Dark Souls-y, but then so many of them don't.
Yeah, like the idea of having the stamina bar and having some things being slower, but then they don't get the other idea of if they're slower, you need to do like massive damage. Everything should hurt.
Right.
They don't like it. It just doesn't connect at all. It's horrible.
It's like with the one-handed sword, it's like they took the baton animations from Astral Chain and just made them slower and do no damage.
Yeah, I was actually telling Dan, this is like if Astral Chain had nothing else other than the baton. Like they took out every other mechanic, and even that felt worse.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because they just left that in. That feels like better than this.
I know,
which is
dire.
I don't think Platinum understands anything about this genre of game. Because it still has the platinum ranking system.
Yeah. Yes, Bob got pure platinum.
But it seems like they're also doing the Astral Chain thing where there's like things you hit that add to your score, like things you do that aren't just performing well.
Mm-hmm.
And like you're making a game where 4 people are going to run through the content a million times and zerg it down as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Like you've made a ranking system that runs anathemic to how people are going to play this game.
Yeah, you actually get a lower rank if you're in a team. Like when I did the solo mission, it took forever, but I got a higher rank because I killed everything.
Yeah, he kept getting like golds, even though it took 10 years to clear a room.
Do you think that they give you an individual ranking?
I think so.
Like each person.
Yeah.
So if you get partnered up with somebody who has a bunch of high-end gear and just fucking obliterates these things, because there has to be a gear level that they have internally. Like once you have level gear of this level, it'll feel good. Who knows if that will be what you get to.
Feel instead of that, I've actually hit some of this.
Mm-hmm.
The gear level is basically a threshold. And before that, you do a single point of damage to these enemies. And after you pass it, you can actually damage them.
Oh my God, no!
Yeah, but I'm assuming if you go in with high enough gear, it'll play sort of like a normal video game where it just doesn't feel like you're pounding on these things endlessly.
I got to like level 50 and went back to the first stage, and it still took forever. Because the damage does not scale up right at all. Because it's Destiny. Instead of actually an RPG, it's Destiny where the numbers mean almost nothing.
Yeah.
This game feels
real quick. We were playing with someone, the person who found us through this stream.
Yeah.
And then started playing with us and hung out and chat. They say in their top level, basically, they were like level 40. Weren't they using a level 10 or so wand or something?
He was like level 70, I think. And then like, yeah, I'm using this level 10 armor.
As Bob figures out this thing he just said about these points don't actually matter. It's just the level of the gear. Even though they have bars for these stats, they don't match up with the levels at all, right?
Yeah, there's like I think there's 100 potential points, and you can have a level 10 armor that has that full 100 for each category.
So the level doesn't matter. It's just these stat bars which are random. So that person was like, "Yeah, I'm still using a level 10 thing, lol," and we're just like, "Come on."
Yeah,
what is this shit?
It's literally broken in every way.
That's a shame because my bar for games of this style is very low.
Yeah, I mean, I think you even got into Guns Duel 2.
Yes, I did. I've played many Korean free-to-play things that were very actiony and enjoyable and jank. But they could be fun because when you point and click to shoot the dude, or you click to swing the weapon at the dude and it hits the dude, it responds ever and it feels okay. And there are things you're striving towards combat-wise.
Mm-hmm.
In this, everything about how it's designed is not fun. Like, it's not engaging either.
Yeah, it also isn't balanced to like work with any less than 4 people, which is insane.
How do you not have... This is really easy, Platinum. It goes, how many players are there? Health scale to this amount of people. Like, games have figured this... this game feels significantly worse than Genshin Impact.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
By, like, orders of magnitude.
Yeah, I don't understand how you can't like do the HP like scaling or like the defense scaling and stuff. Because I would think of like when I play solo in like a Monster Hunter, for example, if someone comes in midway, they're like, the boss has now been enhanced because someone came in and they don't.
They figured that out in Diablo 2.
Yeah,
they might have figured that out in Diablo 1, Bob.
Yeah,
there's so many contemporaries that are doing this that you kind of have to go, what?
Yeah,
if I don't make it to a boss in Final Fantasy 14, they're like, "Would you like to teleport inside the boss, like with everyone else?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Yes.
so that just like, there's so many like problems here that are clearly through them never doing anything like this before, which makes me really hate they've opened an entire studio in Tokyo entirely for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Entirely for games as a service, which is just like, we made a studio for bombs.
It's like
Yeah, don't worry.
know.
I'm sure this is going to get reevaluated once this game comes out and the unfortunateness happens.
I have to like assume that this beta. I looked at the forum posts and stuff too. It's every single person in there that commenting on the game is just like, this is broken and bad in all of these ways. I'm not the only one in there doing that.
Yeah,
it's everyone. I have to wonder if they might cancel this. I hope they do.
I hope Square Enix cancels this. I hope they are.
That would be so good.
We have no idea when they think this is coming out. I was under the impression they intended to release this in like February or March.
I would die.
Yeah, that's what I thought before they announced the beta, or when they announced the beta, rather. But after playing, it's like you need 2 more years to make a game because this is.
I think that if Balan Wonderworld hadn't come out, this might have had a better chance of releasing. But with this, I think Square Enix is going to be like, no, not again, because I think this would sell a similar amount, like 300,000 copies.
Yeah, if they don't just make it free to play, because that's always an option too, of just completely changing the idea of how you release this. Because oh god,
yeah, because I can't. This doesn't have that value that even Balan Wonderworld had of, oh, content creators will do the fun, bad platformer with the characters in it. This is generic sword game that's really bad. There's like nothing going on here that would make people gravitate to it, even if it's bad.
Yeah, I mean, there are 3 different reasons somebody's going to engage with your game, basically, is how cool it is, how fun it feels to play, and how well it facilitates funny situations, like in a streamer environment. And this doesn't do any of those.
I don't understand how, like, let's say Platinum, like, completely has like the 7th gen, we have to destroy ourselves with a service game brain disease. Let's just write them off. How does whoever is in charge of this at Square Enix not look at this and be like, no?
They have the boomeriest man over it or something, because there were some real old guard Square Enix guys in that video announcing it.
Yes, they did.
Is this somehow is like the person who was responsible for both Left Alive and The Quiet Man running this show? Like, I just have no idea what a video game is like.
I just want to say real quick, The Quiet Man, that game's probably trash. This we keep talking about, it probably shouldn't ship. So these are 2 different scales of fuck up.
The Quiet Man has that QTE where the guy does like a handstand on the person's head as he runs by, which has brought more joy into the world than Babylon's Fall will ever give anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is the biggest miss I think they've had over there.
It's hard to overstate how, like, if you like Platinum games, there is nothing for you here.
Yeah. The music basically doesn't exist. We haven't gone over that. That's also a thing.
The music is like if you fed a Dark Souls soundtrack a Valium.
I told KZ, I'm like, the soundtrack sounds like they're tuning an organ.
Yeah, I know. If every other part of this game wasn't so terrible and bad, I would say that's the worst part. Where I'm like, you're not even like a Sonic game, where a bad Sonic game has a good soundtrack in it.
Right.
There's nothing here. I can enjoy a trashy licensed Platinum game. I played Korra. I enjoyed Transformers a lot.
This is the same director as Transformers.
Transformers is so much higher rent because that game didn't have a huge budget, but it had cool boss fights and looked nice and had the original voice actors. It was a fun experience.
Yeah, they had ideas of what if you hit a button to turn into the car and didn't do a supercharge mid combo and other fun.
What if you could play Grimlock the robot T-Rex and do command grabs? This doesn't have a style.
Just make real games, not just Bayonetta 3. Can you make some more real games over there?
It feels like that they had that really heavy paint, like faux painted style going on just to cover up how bad it looked.
Yeah.
And then when people were like, no, this makes the game impossible to read, they downplayed, and now it's like, we just used asset packs that Square Enix sent us.
Yeah, I know. The fact that it's like this thing barely functions. It's using asset packs from Final Fantasy XIV's launch edition for armor.
Yeah, I've been seeing that online, that Twitter post where it's like, look at these armors from 14. Now look at these Babylon Fall armors.
And it's like 1.0 armor. It's not even like...
Yeah, so when we said it looked like a PS3 game, we weren't kidding.
Yeah, that stuff's crazy where it's like, you're not weird. This is a prototype. This is like lower than when, here's the Final Fantasy 15 demo 4 years before it came out. This feels like lower than that because at least there were mechanics going on at all. In combat.
Yeah, this almost feels like, how do I describe this feeling? Numerous times you read about at these Western publishers, these nightmare hodgepodges they have behind the scenes of what they think their game will be, and none of them interact at all. Like this group made the town part.
Oh, yeah.
And this group made the combat part. It almost feels like that tier of it is nowhere near done. Where I'm shocked that it segues at all between the town and the combat. The town, by the way, which has nothing of import. Like, there are a couple shops.
There's a merchant. Everything else doesn't work. I like that there's one man who walks through town while carrying a box. He clips through doors and vanishes to leave the town.
Yeah. So this is really bad. And I'm lowering my expectations for this game from maybe not for me to I'm questioning whether or not it'll ship.
I hope it won't. So the game maybe just
make anything else.
Yeah, anything else.
Have this moment where it's like, Square, they need to go and we're going to cut this game. Can you pitch us something that is not this?
Yeah.
And then they make a normal single player, maybe new IP action game, and then everyone's pleased. And it maybe has a soundtrack.
Because, like, there's nothing to salvage here. You can't even use the whole animal, its corpse. There is no corpse. This game is a ghost.
Yeah,
and
because all the art styles are bad. All the moves are bad. What do you even try and salvage?
Yeah, it was farcical when they were saying, we pitched this as a Nier Automata that never ends. It was farcical that they said that at any point, and then it comes out, and you're like, wow, this is even more insane than I thought it was for you to say.
Yeah, Nier plays so much better. What are you talking about?
Nier feels like a video game.
Dude, Nier on 360 seems like it plays a lot better than Babylon's Fall, all right?
I'm going to be honest, I'm a lot more compelled to play that than this.
Oh, yeah. Easily. I'd rather play a caveat action game than I would this Platinum Games as a Service game.
And now we've described succinctly how disappointed we truly are.
When did they announce this thing? 3 years ago. So this game has been in development for 3 years. 3.5 at this point. Because it was summer 2018.
Yeah, they basically had nothing initially.
They still have nothing.
Yeah, I know, but their initial announcement was text and lore. And then a night in a Dark Souls world. And they're like, it's platinum. And I'm like, this is going to be great. And then they didn't show anything.
Yeah, they had trailers that made me think that the combat would be neat.
Yeah, that first time they showed gameplay, like that was at like a state of play, like 2 years ago. It was the same one that Resident Evil 3 got announced in, and I was like, oh, okay. And
yeah, it visually didn't look great, but it looked like the combat was better than it is right now.
Yeah, our biggest,
which is insane.
The biggest complaint me and Phil had about that was that they're clearly in the combat ghost arena. It's like we didn't know how good we had
it. Sometimes they're like, we need things for you to do in this video game other than just fight. So jump and do an air dash over these crystal spikes. And I'm like, this is the worst feel. This air dash feels worse than either of the ones in DMC.
Dude, I could tell. I watched him do it once and I cringed.
I mean, just your walk speed feels wrong. Just something that basic.
Like, it feels worse. Like, again, just your sprinting in this feels worse than Genshin Impact. And in Genshin Impact, I'm like, the sprinting doesn't feel good, so I'm going to use the character that swims through the ground.
Yeah, I saw that air dash, and it felt like it looked worse than even, like, the basic one you get in, like, Scarlet Nexus before you get, like, a better version of that, or you get it upgraded. And I was like, whoa, where are you even going with this thing?
Do you think that whatever scale-bound multiplayer build that ever existed was worse than this?
I don't think that build ever existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point I'm at now.
But if it did, I'd still believe in it more than this.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, there's an art style there, so that helps it.
And there was music. We heard it.
Yeah, the main character has the headphones, and it was exciting.
Yeah, he puts them on during the... Phil, what are you doing? Phil, what are you doing? I'm getting upset.
So yeah, we're all catastrophically disappointed in this.
Yeah.
Clearly.
I never could, like, my vision of Babylon's Fall after we found out it was a service game, after hope was at its lowest, was like, this'll be mid, but it'll still have good platinum music and maybe like a funny story. And it seems like Dan is this worse than Godfall?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And the funny thing is, I'm not the only one who said that during the stream we did. Someone else who played Godfall came in and said the exact same thing. And I'm like, that's hilarious. I know for a fact this viewer was not there earlier when I said literally the same thing. Godfall's drastically better than this game.
I can tell you that for free. I watched both of them. Godfall for way too much. I watched you do like 70% of that game.
I know.
And it's 3 levels.
I was like, man, I would much rather sit in that elevator for an hour than fucking play this.
Yeah. At least the enemies react to hits.
Exactly.
This is one of those,
take a lot.
This is one of those cases where it's like, how do you have this little self-awareness?
Yeah, how does it even get to this point where the public can play it when it's so obviously broken in every single way? Just like couldn't be fun to anyone.
Maybe someone at Square just doesn't know whether or not this isn't for them.
I was like, maybe someone at Square is pushing them to be like more like Dark Souls, but that'd be insane.
Oh, there's definitely a back and forth here. I don't think this comes from one well, then again, this could just be one person grabbing a bunch of different things that don't add up.
Maybe.
Square Enix has this weird trend of like lower end projects, mid-tier and lower, just being the worst dog shit.
It's been a bad run, yeah.
It's like they don't even look at it. It feels like
that's what it feels like. They just haven't, because I cannot believe there is anybody at Square Enix in charge of purse strings to any degree who was keeping tabs on Balan Wonderworld and is like, this is fine.
Yeah, just you.
It's okay. They sent that guy from Parasite Eve 2.
God,
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure there's so much of that is the person at Square Enix working on this.
Yeah,
game.
I think you're right. That's a nightmare.
There's just this balance of you got Balan Wonderworld and you got this where it just feels like there's no actual oversight at all, and it's a nightmare. But once you hit that AAA level, they're actually overseeing it. It's like the same publisher that made like Guardians of the Galaxy, that's like this immaculate looking, really well playing AAA thing, and then like a week later, they put out this beta of this fucking trash fire.
It legitimately feels like if they don't own the studio making it, they just don't look at it, because they didn't own the people who made Left Alive, I don't think.
Probably not.
And I know, because that was made by Ilinx, who I've never even heard of.
Yeah, that was external.
Yeah.
And then Balan Wonderworld was made by that weird studio they let whoever the fuck
Arzest
start. Arzest, and then The Quiet Man was external, and then all the stuff that's mostly fine is something they own internally. So
I was gonna say, do they own the studio that made Toei?
Neo Toei?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think they do. That's Hand. Yeah, it's Hand.
Okay,
so they own Hand?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they own Hand, or they've been doing stuff with Hand for years. They did like
and Square Enix was also development support on that, so they had people working on it.
Yeah, because they did shit for the DS and stuff, like the Kingdom Hearts games over
like
there.
They work with Square Enix all the time. They made the Switch port. They're working on that. They made Toei. They did something else for Square Enix too.
I mean, they have a long reputation with working with a ton of different people. Square Enix, Namco Bandai.
Oh, okay. That checks out. At least with this one, it feels like they had a relationship with that developer for a while, where I don't think they came to Arzest for doing like a bunch of games there. It feels like whenever it's like a one and done, it's really, really bad. But Platinum just feels like this. They really threaded the needle on the worst possible idea.
Yeah, it's really strange because like they had that fairly big relationship with them for Near.
Yeah.
But immediately
I
just
have
down
to
to the
imagine.
lowest rocks.
I have to imagine that Nier was just so successful because I can't even imagine. I imagine even Square Enix was surprised by it because that moved what, like 4 million units more by now, like a lot.
Yeah, I don't think they expected that game to be in contention for Game of the Year for like a bunch of outlets and for it to just explode the way that did.
As of this year, 6 million units. So I 100% believe that they could have just, okay, Platinum, you made a fucking bombshell that we didn't expect. Just okay, you have free reign. Just go, make us this game. And then they turn in this.
Yeah. So this isn't great.
Yeah.
I was prepared to put a hell of a lot more on Square's meddling to make the service thing until I remembered the fucking extra studio Platinum's doing just for this type of game.
Right.
Yeah,
and,
it was
and,
still...
and they've admitted that Platinum brought this idea to them.
I just remember the E3 thing where literally the producers from Square Enix were all the ones saying, "Oh yeah, we wanted a Nier Automata that never ended."
Yeah, that was the funny thing where they were just like, "We really wanted that," and I'm like, "That's not."
That's like the most evil statement I've ever heard.
It just shows a complete lack of grasp of what a thing was.
Right, like didn't understand at all why that sold.
What if you gave me a really big toy poodle? Sir, they call those poodles.
Like, I want every Platinum game to end because they're usually paced really well, and I don't want something like that to be overly long because
then you get Astral Chain.
Yes.
Yes, because then you'll get an Astral Chain. Like I remember back when Metal Gear Rising came out, people complained that game was way too short, and I'm like, this is great. I'm having a great time.
We call that tight. We call that tight over here.
Yeah. We should move on, though.
Yeah.
What a bummer.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I had no idea.
Hey, everything they've shown on Bayonetta 3 looks cool, though.
Yes. And thank God, because if this came out before they showed that trailer for Bayonetta 3.
Yeah.
Like, everything about that seemed, like, optimistic and, and sick looking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, Bayonetta 3 looks really great. I'm really glad we got to see that before this, because then I would have just had this even worse feeling in my gut of Platinum's doomed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on, Bob.
Yeah, what's up?
You played Megaten 5.
I did.
KZ also played Megaten 5.
Yeah.
Did Feel play Megaten 5?
No, my copy didn't get here till today.
Jesus.
That's unfortunate.
So many people I know got fucked on physical for this.
Yeah.
I didn't get fucked. I didn't order it until the day it came out because I'm like, I'm gonna buy it digitally, and then it popped up, GameStop, buy 2 get 1 free. One of the games is Shin Megami Tensei 5, and I'm like, okay, I guess I'm doing that so I can get a free copy of Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Cool. That seems like a good plan. Before we talk about Megaten 5, Bob.
Mega Man 5.
Mega Man 5. This is a good game. It's Proto Man did it.
Just wait until you get Rush Adapt in Megaten 5.
Is there anything else you played that you think no one else has that you would like to talk about?
Yeah, there's
on
one.
this podcast.
I feel like
that might be a Royale game.
I feel like no one else probably played this.
I have no way to run it.
Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier.
Yo!
Bob, what is Final Fantasy VII: The First Soldier?
It's a battle royale in the Final Fantasy VII universe.
Hell yeah!
For some reason.
Yeah, I'm like, this is awful. Do it.
It runs pretty well on my... I'm using, like, everyone knows, just so they get where I'm coming from.
Yes.
I am using the latest iPad Pro. This is absolutely the best chance this has running.
Yeah,
Yes.
for people who don't know, that is the same processor, the M1 that's in the MacBook Airs from the beginning of this year or last. And yeah, so it's a pretty powerful chip.
Your performance may vary.
There's no way on Android you're getting anywhere near this level of brute force. But since Bob's running it on a giant high-resolution screen, you could probably get there in performance, frame rate.
Yeah, maybe.
Because that resolution's really high on that bastard.
What is it, like 720?
That thing's almost 2160 in two different directions, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't even perceive it. I'm like an old man. I'm like, these tablets, they're probably 900p.
I look at that thing and I'm like, man, between the HDR and how high res it is and the fact it's the variable refresh rate shit,
Uh-huh.
it has a gorgeous display.
It really is.
That game really earns it, right?
Uh-huh.
Hell yeah.
Okay, before I even get to the game, it starts with the most insane intro cutscene I could have imagined.
Oh shit, I hoped it would.
It just starts out showing the beginning of Final Fantasy VII Remake. Like it's Cloud on the train.
Go! Let's go!
He jumps off the train and it rewinds hyper fast.
Yeah!
That's the dumbest
It goes 30 years in the past.
Yes!
What?
And then it just catches back up to basically a year before the Final Fantasy VII.
What? Okay, now you're losing me, but in a funny way.
Yeah, it jumps forward years and years and years and shows all the soldiers fighting monsters. So not even what's in this game, which is the Battle Royale where they fight each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of just vaguely goes, yeah, those guys are fighting still, and now they're going to jump off a plane. And it's like, what? This didn't set up a Battle Royale at all, but okay, here we go.
This is the funniest thing I've ever... I gotta go watch this after the podcast.
Yeah, it's also weird. It has, it looks like Final Fantasy VII Remake quality CG cutscenes.
Oh, yeah.
But...
Oh, no.
But it animates in a very different way. It's almost motion comic-like.
Hey, so you're telling me they use the original fidelity of assets, but then the animations are like motion comic?
Yeah, so some things are animated and other things are not, and they start sliding. And it's kind of neat, but it's clearly budget saving.
Huh.
Yeah, that's weird, because even in their normal gotchas, like Brave Exvius, if you use like a special unit, like you use Renoa from Final Fantasy VIII, they will then show a cut-in that is a brand new CG cutscene of her holding the dog like a bazooka and launching it that they made like a month ago. So it's like, they absolutely make visual works go in on any small project.
Jeez.
It's kind of crazy.
This is really weird. You then, you do instead of a bus in the air that drops you, it is a, Shinra black chopper.
Okay.
Okay, that's...
About that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
On
there's
brand.
just gigantic, all of the Sector 7 slums, they are in the most modern timeline. You can go into the Tifa's bar. What? You can go into the weapon shop across the street. And all the stuff around where Sector 7 is in the remake looks modeled similar, like all the structures in the right place. And then there's like a mile around it of desert and other things that just look so jank.
That's funny, where they're like, oh shit, we need more map for a Battle Royale.
Yeah, it's really, really strange. They also do things to make playing on your phone easier, like auto shoot is in there. So you just target an enemy and you automatically start shooting at them. It's very strange. I have a hard time playing it because I'm on this iPad and it's huge.
Yeah, you're like, my hands can't reach.
Yeah, they put weapon change in the middle of the screen.
Oh my god.
I have to lift up one hand completely and hold the whole tab with the other hand and click the button to switch weapons.
Guys, his iPad is huge.
Yeah, let me explain. Most people don't realize he has a 12.9-inch iPad.
Yes,
dude.
This is almost like your small end laptop. Imagine reaching to the inside of that screen.
I would like people, go look up that video where they showed themselves like undoing the PS5, the teardown, and you see the little like Japanese man with the big PS5. That almost feels like what Bob deals with that iPad.
Yeah, no,
where it's like eating his torso.
Like that thing is really not. It's designed for like drawing and shit. And really cool app use. Gaming on it seems like a real nightmare.
It's a cool flex, though.
I didn't try and hook up a controller. It might work. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, it'll constantly put up these pictures for things that are on sale, and they make me laugh so hard.
Oh no! What are they selling you?
Yeah, Bob. What are they selling you?
Let's see. There we go. It's Cloud and Tifa.
Why does Cloud look so wrong? He looks like Cloud's hair, but wrong on Jack. I don't. Something is just off here, and it's getting to me.
Yeah, no, the Tifa face is really funny to me too. I'm just like, who?
The Cloud one's killing me. It's like fucking Prompto got a haircut.
Yeah, I think this is supposed to be like when you can buy the costumes of characters on the Final Fantasy 14 online store. It just shows like the best recreation of them in that engine, but with this weird character creator.
Yeah, they do that, and it looks bad there. The way they've done this one looks higher fidelity because it's not like a default Final Fantasy 14 character, which makes it look worse to me.
Yeah,
It's so
because
funny.
it looks like a homunculus.
The character creator actually wasn't that bad. It doesn't have that many options, but most of the stuff looked pretty neat.
Oh, okay.
And there are 4 voices or so, so I was like, okay, I can get
cool.
into this.
More than Forza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the very first thing I unlock. Oh no. I can't upload it. It's a picture of an egg.
Egg!
What the fuck do you mean? It's a pic. How did you unlock a picture of an egg?
I don't know.
What does that mean?
Look, I don't know.
Is there a chocobo in this egg?
Who knows? Mysteries.
Anything is possible.
I got an egg.
The mysterious Final Fantasy VII, the first soldier.
Everyone loves Final Fantasy VII and its world famous eggs.
Maybe.
I don't know. This is insane.
It might be one of the condor eggs. Maybe.
Maybe.
Egg.
I'm waiting until my phone arrives, the one I bought to build my credit.
Egg.
In order to did it pop up? Oh my god, there it is.
God damn it.
Oh, it's an egg. I'm glad you've checked it off.
Yeah, that's the checklist. Egg.
Now you're gonna make me think it is a 4 condor thing just from the fact that it actually is in a nest.
Yeah, I'm waiting till my iPhone 13 Pro Max shows up to try this game. I hope it works on a controller.
Hopefully.
But man,
Yeah, I've seen like nothing of this aside from like its announced trailer, and the only thing that fired neurons is, oh, this is funny that they're trying to make it canon. Oh my god, why can you summon?
Yeah, you can summon, you get magic spells, you fight monsters in the world too, like monsters are just hanging out in Sector 7.
Okay.
But yeah, it doesn't feel that bad except for the part where it's the battle royale.
Yeah, that's
You even have wall running and stuff where you can run like straight up any structure.
If this was on a console, I would try it.
yeah.
So would I.
That's where I'm at on it, but it's in a genre that I also don't really like at all. Like I could play Fortnite with some friends for the act of playing with friends, but even someone like me that really, like I'm on this team. I'm down with the Final Fantasy VII wacky thing. I don't really have interest in this much at all.
The only other thing I played other than Shin Megami Tensei, Halo Infinite.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't play much of it.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance.
I did not. I'm gonna dive next week into it.
I've been doing a lot of live action related stuff.
Ooh, cameras.
How's it treating you, Bob? You made a tweet that was ominous as hell.
I missed the ominous tweet.
I tweeted that the matchmaking reminds me of Splatoon.
No. Are you being matched with Japanese players who are really good?
No.
Oh, okay.
I have 2 playlists to choose from.
Oh, that. Yes, that is.
There's a regular quick play and big team battle.
Okay, so you have one playlist to pick.
Yeah, there's no way to tell what games I want to play. It's just you're going to do a cycle of anything. It could be Capture the Flag, it could be Slayer, it could be Oddball, it could be Zones. It could be our stupid version of Zones where you have to capture all of them to score a point. Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
It's terrible. I wrote this off as whatever during the stress test because, yeah, it's a stress test. You're just testing a lot of things.
Right.
The game is basically out.
Yeah, no, they're selling you stuff. It released for everyone. This isn't closed beta. They're not even calling it an open beta. They put beta in the title.
Like people are already paying money to boost through the battle pass and stuff. So people just need to grab them by their neck and go, let me just pick the things I want.
Yeah, this is insane. I've never considered it a chance that they wouldn't launch was having a button to play Slayer. Yeah, it's like if in freaking Call of Duty you couldn't tell, I want to play Team Deathmatch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, well, it's free now, so now the monkey paw has to curl and we have to funnel you into these weird modes.
Yeah, it's like you have the most people ever playing it because it's free.
Yeah.
So you should be able to fill like 5 to 10 different playlists, easy.
Yeah, if I was them, I'd be scrambling to within the next 7 days to be like, okay, here's the button that just lets you pick. Just let me queue, because that's as soon as they add the option to do team and solo deathmatch, it'll probably just be in my regular rotation of things I want to play instead of playing the lottery of content.
Yeah, there's just too many modes in there. It's like, no, never. Like I do never want to boot up a game of Capture the Flag. I will just quit.
Yes.
Yeah, the Capture the Flag is a mode I want to play at a LAN, where I know everyone, and it could be a cool, fun
Yes.
group thing, not with strangers on the internet.
Not with a majority of just people I don't know.
Right. Like, why the fuck would I want that? Who wants that? I feel like almost no one wants that.
There's also the progression issue.
Yeah.
Because you have a battle pass that they sell you. And you unlock things as you progress. You progress by completing dailies, and that is it. You get 2 dailies a day. Just 2.
Yeah, they're gonna learn some lessons, I feel like, eventually, that no one fucking likes that shit.
Do you have blinders on? Do you not see what anyone else has ever done to make one of these successful?
Just to be clear, you don't have to go to the best in the biz to get this. Pokemon Unite got it more than you.
Now, I had only heard about the dailies being the only way to progress, and I'm like, okay. You saying there are only 2 dailies?
There are only
insane.
2.
Yeah, only 2.
And some of them are some shit like, do this in a Warthog. And to some people who don't want to play big team battle, they can't do it.
Yeah, most of the ones I've rolled are just like, kill 5 Spartans with an assault rifle. It's like, well, yeah, I was going to do that. Why is that even a thing? That's what you spawn with. Of course that will happen.
They're like, okay, we looked at other people in the market and we got what they want. And we're like, okay, thank you.
Even Pokemon...
Why is my daily play as a Tauren chieftain? Did you copy and paste?
even Pokemon Unite's dailies would be this of win 2, win 4.
Yeah.
Participate with a team.
Yeah, no, it's really easy. It's really easy to do this. We have over 12 years of League of Legends.
Now, I could be wrong, and people could correct me. I believe when they finally put dailies in Street Fighter V, it had 3 and not 2.
I want to say the reason they did this, and they have no idea how progressions should work, their season lasts until May.
Yeah, it's a 6-month-long season.
I've never heard of that. That's insane.
I don't know if anything's ever done one that long.
Yeah, that's insanely long. Isn't it usually like
3
6 weeks?
Yeah, like 3 months at most.
Yeah, 3 months is like the peak of, okay, this is a longer season because they need more time to fill out content.
I mean, this even, even if you snap off what's launched now and say, oh, well, it was supposed to launch in December, that's still 6 months.
Yeah, and it's even crazier because it's like, wait, does that mean you're not going to have any major content updates in 6 months?
Yeah.
What? Are you insane? Who's running shit over? Oh, right, we know.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, it's dire.
Rosalind Kennedy. Yeah.
I'm gonna pass out.
At least we haven't gotten to the point where 343 has hired and then fired every single director in the video game industry.
No. That's the bar. Someday they'll get there.
Hey, it's okay. It was just scheduling conflicts.
Yeah.
6 times in a row.
Yeah. God, this is so nice.
I also wonder how many big team battle maps there are, because I played that mode like 3 times. I got only the maps I saw during the beta.
Yeah, I think there's maybe 2.
Yeah.
Based on the beta we did less than a whole month ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which
is
yeah.
Whatever. Like, at the end of the day, I only need like 5 Halo maps to feel like this is a game I could spend forever in the multiplayer, right?
Uh-huh.
Like 2 and 3 each have like 5 maps that are the maps for me.
Right.
I haven't found one map in this that is as good as the maps in 2 or 3.
Yeah,
but there have been various levels of all right maps.
Yeah, they seem to get okay, but nothing really feels like, oh, wow, that's really cool. Like, there's no Zanzibar.
No.
At all. There's nothing even conceptually cool.
Oh, man, I didn't even think about, like, Zanzibar. Like, that's such a high bar.
I know.
Reminder.
Have cool moving things in your level.
Yeah, which one? Is Zanzibar the big wheel?
Yes, Zanzibar was made by 2 guys fucking around for less than a year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
That whole multiplayer mode's maps were.
I like how that's the map I've always known Halo for. The dumb big circle one.
It's so good. And then you get all the others. You get your Blood Gulches and et ceteras. Battle Creek.
One of the main maps in this game is it's a training ground for Spartans. It's like, that's the most boring thing you could ever make.
I know. And part of the thing is, like, and I worry that this is how they design these things nowadays, is that they have, like, what's a good term for it? They have logistics. Mm-hmm. They have analytics. And they're designing these areas to be very specifically shaped to have fair play.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but now it's a boring, sterile box.
Right.
Like making it like ultra symmetrical and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. At the end of the day, none of these are hitting very hard. Hopefully they add more maps that are cool.
Yeah.
That'd be neat.
At this point, it's like, I don't even trust you to make a new one. Just put in old ones.
Yeah.
The weird thing is, like, a lot of IPs, here's what you could expect, right?
Uh-huh.
Say they launched with not many maps. Maybe they're not good. You know, eventually they would roll out the classic, the Nuketown, right?
Right.
But since the single player isn't even doing that, it's not necessarily being like back to roots or Pokemon 6th gen in tone. I don't know when or if they'll just roll an old map into this multiplayer.
It'd be cool.
It would be great because they're great maps.
It'd be cool to get 4K Zanzibar.
It'd be cool to
They're
have
sticking to their
any of them.
They're still sticking to their stupid fucking the multiplayer has to be canon, so you can't be elites anymore. Shit, right?
Yeah.
They're still
As
sticking
I
to that.
understand it was like a hitbox
so-
thing.
Who just make the hitboxes the same? Who cares?
I think that was the
Come
problem
on.
because visually they looked different, but the actual hitboxes were identical. I think that was the problem.
I'm sorry. They care way too much about esports.
Yeah, they do. And
They
it
do.
sucks because it's not going to take off as an esport.
Yeah,
I will
right.
gladly
Not a chance.
I will
Zero
gladly
chance.
eat fucking crow
Yeah, I
if
know.
Halo Infinite takes off as an esport. But no matter how much money Microsoft throws into making that a thing, it will never happen.
Yeah, they're trying really hard. I saw their promoted tweet of like they're doing one in 3 months with a $3 million prize pool.
Dude, I didn't even know that. I just assumed they were.
Oh yeah, they put out a tweet like yesterday about
my
like
God.
the pot, and I think it's not even in 3 months. It's next month. It's like December 14th.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know what I have to do to make weird baby elites if that's what you need.
Elite baby parentheses.
Forma de baby. A baby. Yeah, I really wish the maps were better, but you know, hopefully they'll figure out the playlist thing and then I can really dive in.
Yeah, if I just had a Slayer button, I'd play this so much more.
Oh yeah. And I don't
Although
even need Slayer. You can do team and normal Slayer. I don't care.
Yeah.
I just don't want to. I don't want to have fun on a level on a map that's like big team deathmatch, right? Team Slayer. Like I don't want to do that, and then it's just like capture the flag with idiots. I'm like, great, you've ruined the fucking fun. I'm now just sitting here not having fun for a whole fucking match. Thanks. And they're like zones, and I'm like, yeah, I can get to zones that's quirky. And I'm like, I don't want zones that's quirky. I want my normal fucking game.
I want a voice pack of these.
It sucks so much. So hopefully they'll figure that out. I worry about the season being that long and them not putting anything new into it because that would be insane.
Yeah.
So hopefully they just throw new things in and we go, do you know what a season is?
Right.
The season is just the rewards we have on that thing.
Right. And they could treat it like that. They could treat it like that. That's the content you pay for, but we'll do the plenty of free content.
I'm like, do you know what a season is? They're like, it's the time of... And I'm like, no, not that song. Nope, get the fuck out of here. Fuck you and your trailer. But yeah, let's move on past that.
Sure.
We've had too many Babylon's Fall tier discussions. We gotta keep moving. Hey Bob.
Hey.
You played Megaton.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's a fun game. How far did you get?
I got like 9 or 8 hours in, somewhere around there.
Okay.
So I got to see.
Have you gotten
stuff.
past the first open world?
Yes. I got to
Okay.
the diet building.
Ooh.
Kakuitas.
I like that there are parts of this game that makes me feel like Persona 2 is happening. And I'm like,
Yeah.
please just make Persona 6 like that.
It would be really
like
cool.
expand that side of things in the other direction. Oh man, that would be so good.
We do the opening of Gundam title card sound effect, and then it just goes, Megaten strikes back. As fucking reviewers lose their mind. They're like, no, this isn't like Persona 5.
The vibe of your high school And like the general look in that, because you get some of that in the very intro. Really good.
Yeah.
Like I really like the general like look and vibe of it, especially juxtaposed between the Persona games. Like
yeah, I wanted to say in that video, but I there are a lot of comments I didn't make because I don't have the deepest experience, especially with SMTs that aren't 3.
Right.
Where I really was like, wow, this reminds me a lot of Persona 2 back on like the PS1, but I wasn't going to say that because then people would be like, you're stupid. It's nothing like that because Hitler hasn't showed up or some shit.
Right. But yeah, you get to actually fully explore stuff. It's not like Persona where it's literally like you get 2 screens of a school. No, you get to see a full 3D model of the school.
And it feels really cool. Like the tone and atmosphere is great.
Oh, atmosphere. This game has tons like throughout the entire thing. And that's what makes it the closest to Nocturne for me, where I've seen some people that are down on the soundtrack because it's not as it's not going as hard, I feel like, as say 4 does in terms of trying to get catchy music all the time. Some of the battle themes are incredible. Like most of them just go really hard on that way. But just the vibe of the music when you're in the fields is so good.
Yeah.
And just does so much for this game's atmosphere. And that only gets better as you unlock more of those areas. But atmosphere is probably one of the top things the game has so far.
For sure. And it's good to have atmosphere when you don't have all the frames.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, because there's way too free frames.
Yeah, we show that off in the video.
This needs a PS5 version.
The fact someone data mined it and it's like, it's got references to PS4 and PC. I just erupted like plankton.
I really appreciated when I got to the end of the first open world, I found a guy who was like, do you want me to show you where every single one of those Memons is?
Yeah, that's right. I left that dude.
Yeah, there's one of those in every single zone.
Good.
Every single open world thing, but they scale the money each time.
Of course.
Yeah, you got it.
But yeah, you can totally do that because I think there's 200.
Yeah, there's a shitload.
Because I checked the check reward for Memon and I kept scrolling. I'm like, no way. And it's like 200. Still like a fourth of those awful Koroks in Breath of the Wild. Where they're like, there's 1 million of these.
There are 10 million. Please find my babies.
Please find them. I think the reward is a golden poop.
Yeah, I never had the motivation to get every single one of those, luckily. But it was always cool to just find something in the middle of nowhere and be like, yeah, I do this dumb little puzzle and you give me one. Cool.
Yeah, it makes my brain work. This has that similar thing, but it's like, oh man, upgrade points.
Right, which are nice.
And the later zones give you more upgrade points than the last one.
Good.
So good.
Yeah, I'm very excited to continue playing it, though I do feel like I need a break from RPG because it's like I put that much time into it. I was like, I know that I'm nowhere near like getting through this. It's a lot like Tales, where it's just like I'm not making a dent in this. When I put in 10 hours, it's rough.
Yeah. At the very least, you made it through that first that first chunk. How'd you find like the main boss of the first zone? Because I've seen people get walled by that pretty hard.
Yeah,
I think I had to try it like 2 times or so. Because I'm psychotic, so I was like, I need every single one of the demons that is available.
Oh yeah, of course.
I need to fuse every potential possibility.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
So at the point I got to the final boss there, it was like, okay, I'll just tear some things out of my back catalog. Pay some money to get back a team that'll destroy you. Yeah,
my thing was, okay, so your ultimate attack is this element. So let me use the game's essence system. I am null that element.
I just bought the dampener.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, actually, we had people who were like, thank you for doing that episode of Giving Games a Chance, Dan, because I got walled by that boss really hard until I used dampeners. It's like, well, that's cool. I'm glad I helped someone.
Yeah, I'm glad they brought them back. They were like a skill in Digital Devil Saga, where they just made you null in that way, and they haven't been in any of these games since, as far as I know.
I really like the sense of difficulty in this. Not just that it's hard, but they give you so many systems to counter it, because I didn't use the dampener on that boss. I used building my entire team to turn them into dust.
Yes. That as soon as I'm like, oh, that's the weakness. All right, let me maybe pick this thing up. Maybe I pick up this weird bird.
It was pretty good because when I first had it in, their normal type of attack I was completely immune to. So when they whiff on an attack, their turn's gone.
Yeah.
So I was riding high and cocky as shit. I was like, you idiot, I'm immune. And then their special tech was the thing I was weak to. One hit.
Yeah. Some
I had to change my resistance.
I hit a mini boss where the mini boss goes, I will test you. And then the fight starts. I do my turn. They're like, all right, Tarukaja, attack up. Physical attack. Game over. just one physical attack. Just gutted me.
I think for that I also had a thing where I blinded them and then reduced their accuracy. So I didn't even need to worry about them hitting me physically.
Oh, that's good.
So good.
I really am glad that I was already able to get charge on my main character.
That's great.
That's a very important move. I remember beating Nocturne by being like, okay, attack up, charge. The defense down, and then one hit is like 500 or 5,000 damage or something.
This game for physical builds seems to be pornographic in nature, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. What a great time for me to jump in.
yeah. When I'm going up against the boss, because I finished the game because I just streamed it nonstop for 48 hours collectively. And toward the end of the game, it's like max attack, minimum defense on boss, charge, activate that Magatsui's skill that makes it so you're going to crit, and then I hit him and it says 5,200. And I'm like, yeah, oh yes, it's really good. And then you start getting moves that are like, apply charge to another party member, and I'm like, you're gonna make me big.
What?
Yeah, they're like,
that sounds like cheating.
Yes, I know. And so you get another demon that gives you charge or gives you concentrate if you're a magic user. And it just becomes this thing of, how do I build around the fact that I'm only gonna attack twice, but they are going to hit like a train? The combat is pretty much on par with some of their best. Like I have very little issues with it. They put in a lot of work to make it not easy to break. But I still broke it. I just went really hard in one stat, and it's still kind of hard for them to deal with that. But it's definitely hard, definitely really challenging. The open world stuff is amazing. Like each zone, I feel like improves in some ways over the previous, to the point where it's like, okay, they're focusing less and de-emphasizing dungeons, but these are massive dungeons.
Yeah, the open world is the dungeon.
Yeah, because one open world, the concept at the very least is navigation is, you got to look around, because even looking at the map is kind of difficult, especially when the abscesses are around the area, because they give you a fog of war, so you can't even see items. One of the open world areas is like, if you fall down, you're fucked. And you have to like go all the way back, so you kind of have to figure out, okay, I always need to stay on top of stuff, and I'm like staying in the upper levels of the map, and then one of them's more focused on like verticality through platforming. So they seem to have a really good sense of making use of, they have a jump now, and they have this run, and they have all of these great ideas of how to put it in there. And having finished it, even playing the dungeons, they seem to have good ideas in all of them. So I was like, oh, this is great.
See, this is awesome because like, not only is there that going on, but they've already made comments of like, yeah, there were a lot of demon designs we wanted to do for this, but ultimately passed on. So it'd be cool to explore that in the future. And I'm like, can you make another? Can you do that?
This is what could possibly happen. The thing they always do. They will re-release this on PS4, and there's like, here's 12 more demons and like maybe a few more quests.
And Dante from the Devil May Cry.
That is how that happened last time.
They need that. They do. We definitely need
really
it comes
funny.
to PlayStation. It just has Dante.
Because Nocturne released over there, basically unfinished, was the vibe a lot of Japanese players had. And then they're like, here's the Maniacs version. This has Dante and Matador and all of the fiends and the entire quest line related to that people just assume is the core of Nocturne, which just wasn't in the original because they developed that game in 1 year.
Yeah, that's nuts. I do think it would be really great to see this on other platforms. And that's not to say it's unplayable on the Switch. It's very, very playable, which I make clear to say a lot in that giving games a chance. Because there are games where if they run at 24 frames per second or 20, platforming becomes a nightmare.
Yes.
But that's not really the case in my experience in this game.
Yeah, I didn't feel like at any point performance hindered my ability to traverse areas. It was stuff like, I hit the L button that lets you immediately return to a fountain, which is amazing when you fall off something or an enemy's about to hit you, and then you can immediately return before they even hit you.
Yeah.
And if I do that and spin the camera, it's like, hey, stop that. Stop that. Can you give me a second to catch up? We immediately fast travel. We didn't give you a loading screen.
Like, come on, dude. I was being nice.
Yeah, I was trying to be cool. The funniest thing is I hit a boss and I saw it on Stickman Sham stream as well, where you execute a move and the game needs to load it. So the character just stands for 4 seconds like you're trying to talk to an NPC in FF7 Remake for a second. Because the game's like, okay, we're good. and then it's smooth. It's a very rare case, but it actually is. It's happened a couple of times, but overall performance is, I feel like, better than some first-party Nintendo titles.
It's definitely better than many second-party Nintendo titles.
Oh yeah, it's really knocking some of their teeth out, especially in terms of just performance, art direction.
Yeah, I'm glad this doesn't look like a potato like Xenoblade 2 does at the lower resolution.
Where it's like a 411p.
Like a foggy potato.
I think it was like 385p on portable mode.
Yeah, in portable mode, it's nuts how bad it is. But this
cleans
looks
up all right.
Yeah, and great art direction also takes it a huge distance.
Oh yeah, they've gone so hard on just making really good. It's also loaded with content. I've never really cared about the side quests in these games a lot, because just in general, because for the most part they were mainly in 4, and 4 Apocalypse is where they really started pushing side quests. But it's so fun to traverse areas in here that I'm like, I absolutely will go over here because you think this dude smells and I have to go kill him. or this girl's like, hey, can you kill this evil tyrant? He's that demon that just sits on the toilet. Can you go beat him up? And I think my favorite type of quest, because there's one of them in every open world zone, is kill this person. You go up to them, they're like, you could kill them or talk to them, so they'll give you the opposite quest to kill the other one, and whichever one you side with, they just join you.
Ooh.
So, like the first one you get is one with Lean-In Seed and Apsaurus, and you basically can just pick which one you would prefer having.
Yes.
And they do at least one of those per zone, which I think is nice. It's a cool way to be able to like, oh, I want that. Like, I like that specific character.
Yeah, they usually are, or for that one at least, they're way over the level you currently are.
Yeah, they are always like over. It's great.
So that's neat to get a demon you like that's going to be relevant for a while.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was worried slightly because they did the Demi-Fiend DLC. They wouldn't have a lot of high-end content, but yeah, they got a lot. And to do everything, including like the hardest ending to achieve, I did the super boss in the game. And it's level 96, and it was tough. I was scared. Like I hit cap and was still scared going into the fight. Where I'm like, this is gonna cause a lot of problems. They just make the best turn-based stuff over there. There's just so much strategy that is going on the entire time.
Yeah.
Because toward the end game is just about keeping all of my buffs up, keeping debuffs active. MP management becomes really, really serious to the point where some skills actually start mattering. Like the 1 MP cost Magatsuhi skill actually has use toward the end of the game when you have spells that cost 80 MP.
Yeah, it's something about these that really makes me miss more turn-based games, because you in something like this you can just think through a problem. If they made a bad action game instead, it's just, well, I have to engage with this bad action element.
Yes.
Yeah, this activates neurons.
Yeah.
This is lighting things up for me mentally. It's a really great turn-based, you know?
And the biggest change that I think is maybe the best thing they added was reverse compendium fusion, where normally you can fuse with up to 2 things. You can do special fusions that have extra requirements and they're stronger. There's everything within your party, and they'll give you results based on what's in your party. Now they give you results based on the compendium of everything you've ever gotten. And they've never had that before. You've had to use fusion search and 4 to find it using 18 different parameters.
Yeah, this is definitely the easiest to navigate version of this I've ever seen, which is great. Going basically from Nocturne to this.
Oh, it is insane, because you played old ass Nocturne where you couldn't choose which skills to pass over.
Yeah,
you'd have to click A, then go down, click the other one to see the result, and then keep cycling it until RNG gave you the combo you wanted.
Right.
It was.
Yeah, this is usability-wise very, very kind.
Yeah, so I hit the end of the game and I went, apparently there's a quest if I get 75% of every demon registered. Okay, I have $200,000. Let me go down the compendium list and fuse everything really fast. You couldn't do that before. You'd have to like go on a website and be like, how do I make this?
That GameFAQs website got a lot of use. It's great.
The amount of websites that are SMT Fusion Calculator, where you just type it in. And they get
fancy.
Yeah,
you guys with your big calculators. I'm having to search.
Your Web 2.0. That's pretty cool. I browsed a text document hosted on a website.
I'm pretty sure the Nocturne one's like 2004. It's like an old ass app.
I certainly didn't find that one. I went to GameFAQs and they had this sheet, and I had to look through the sheet.
And you're like Control F.
I might have had to print it out.
Hey, there have been many moments that I've had my dad print out cheat codes for me. In the
This
early
is really
aughts.
hard to read, but look at the text art they made at the top of their document. That must have taken forever.
I still remember the time we tried to print out a fucking Castlevania map, and it just came out unreadable because everything was so saturated and dark.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
But yeah, that's really good. And if people are struggling in the mid to late game, you should check out those DLC demons. They're so unbelievably cracked. It's absurd. They're like, Cleopatra can charm the entire enemy party. Even if it misses, it's still going to lower their attack and defense to minimum.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Good.
It's all. She also does like this silhouette sexy dance that is hilarious. Where I'm like, God, guys. But yeah, I don't have anything else to say about it. I had a wonderful time burning through it. That game's easily worth the wait.
Did you have anything else you want to say, Bob?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I have not been able to play it since we recorded that, giving games a chance, because once again, live action stuff.
Yeah.
Did you have any other games, Bob?
No, that's it for me.
Okay, we'll throw it over to KZ. Did you play anything else, KZ?
No, that was that.
Okay.
48 hours of streaming, 12 hours of off-screen playing.
Yeah. Okay, we'll throw it to Feel.
I beat Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning.
Oh my God, you did it!
I forgot you were playing that track.
Congratulations, Jesus.
I was like, I'm not going to be doing any more side quests. I'm just going to rush the rest of the game. Luckily, that was like 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
They were not prepared for you to just mainline the story. And I was powerful enough that all combat encounters were like, I'm going to cast Meteor and keep running. And that's how I resolved every... So, have you ever played an RPG that didn't really have a story?
Yes.
It doesn't really have characters. It doesn't really have a story. I blinked and lost the main antagonist.
What do you mean lost?
So you fight them at the end, like near the end, and they're like, and then they vanish and are like, you were fighting an illusion. Come downstairs and fight me next to the big demon I plan to unseal. And then I can't tell you what happened to them because I missed it. I think the demon killed them when it came unlocked, but it happened so fast, and this villain matters so little that I can't tell you. I must have just blinked and missed it.
Feel, it just sounds like you're that chick from Trials of Mana who lost her little brother. Like she was at a shopping mall basically and went, oh, where did he go? Fucking lose the antagonist.
So I realized that this game has a persuade skill, but the persuasion literally does nothing.
What?
It does not change the outcome of events at all. At all. Here's an example of persuasion. I go to a guy who's trying to summon a demon. It's at the end of one of the faction quests. Your options are like, I'm going to stop you, or it's like, I'm going to kill you. And then persuade is like, you know that demon's just going to fucking betray you as soon as it gets out, right? Like, you're not coming out ahead of this. So I pick that one and I succeed. And he just gets mad and attacks me. It's exactly the same as the other two options.
What?
And that's all of them. That's all of them.
I guess that they checked off the box for that being on there so they could, put it on the news articles.
Yeah.
But they didn't actually do it.
You have a skill that you can spec into.
So the end of this game, the villain is trying to unseal this big dragon that's as powerful as a god, I guess.
Okay.
And is in some way attached to you and why you're no longer in the tapestry of fate or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
So you do a really bad boss fight against the giant dragon, who by the way, this came out after World of Warcraft Cataclysm, where the villain was a ridiculously colossal dragon named Deathwing. This looks exactly like Deathwing.
Oh God.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and is like the same size. So the way the boss fight works is you have to fill your devil trigger meter and then do it.
Oh, okay.
And that deals damage. Except it isn't like a cinematic. You fire an energy beam upward at a 45-degree angle, and that has to clip into the boss's model at some point for the damage to happen. Oh no,
So
wait, it doesn't do damage. It just knocks its head down so you can pound on its nose for a little bit.
Yeah, that sounds like a 7th gen boss fight.
I was gonna say,
and
if you charge up your devil trigger, then shoot out a big dragon, the energy thing. I was like, it's like Devil May Cry 1 during the final boss.
God damn
So
it.
you have to do that 4 times, and then you get the like God of War-esque, you make a bunch of energy spears and impale it a bunch, and it looks really fucking stupid ending. And then you pass out and you get saved, and it turns out, for no reason whatsoever, literally whatsoever, killing this dragon destroyed the tapestry of fate, so now everybody has their own fate.
Okay, cool.
This game has one ending.
I was like, that could be neat if you had all set it up or did anything with it, but it sounds like they didn't.
No,
I don't get. I don't understand. Feel. So the concept is you are not held down by fate.
Yes,
There's one ending.
there's one ending, and every quest has exactly one solution and outcome.
What?
Oh, wait. Was the dragon supposed to kill the entire world?
I don't know. Maybe that's what they're going with.
Then I could see them being like,
that's what they're going with because they don't say that. The guy doing the really bad Obi-Wan Kenobi impression was like, you won't believe it, but people came to me for readings of their fate, and I found that I couldn't read anyone's fate anymore. None of us fate weavers could. It seems like the fate of the world is no longer set in stone.
Yeah, it just feels weird that it's like the concept of that, and they don't like make multiple choices. I don't know. That just seems like the 7th gen thing to do.
Look, they had to make this out of the corpse of an MMO really fast.
Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, wait, where's the ending where you chug the dark matter and become evil?
Yes.
So that was really bad. I still recommend everybody download it while it's free and just play like 3 hours of it just to experience such condensed 7th gen.
I need to. I'm very curious. I downloaded this day one when they put it up and have not had a chance to boot it yet. I'm so excited.
It's worth it just to see the goofy God of War kills they did, because they solved the problem of being able to switch weapons by just you make like magic versions of whatever weapon they want you to use to kill things, and I don't think any of them are weapons you can actually use. So it's like, oh, you did it on a wolf, so you spawn these big giant spiked gauntlets and then don't use them. You snap the wolf's neck.
Oh, okay,
But-
cool.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Also, you have to mash.
Of course.
And mashing doesn't make it work or not. It depends. It determines how much bonus experience you get.
Oh, it's like Bayonetta.
Oh man, Bob, you're gonna be so strong.
It maxes out at 100% bonus, and that's not hard to get.
Yeah, it should reward sickos.
It should.
I also put a bunch of time into Ruined King, the League of Legends RPG that came out this week.
Ooh, yeah, you were telling me about this, and I was like, that came out?
That's what
Yeah, it came out.
everyone was like, wait, that came out?
This is made by the same people who made Battle Chasers, Battle Chasers Night War. Mechanically, it's pretty fun. It's just a turn-based RPG. All the characters are really distinct, and like I like goofy, overcomplicated bullshit in turn-based RPGs, where like you have to build stacks.
Okay, yeah.
And then you like exchange them, and every character has stuff like that. Presumably because they're trying to emulate how they play in League of Legends.
Huh. So wait, is your whole team like League of Legends characters?
Your whole teams are champions. Your whole team is champions.
Is this the one where you play as a samurai man, or is it a different one?
He is one of your party members. Your main party member seems to be this really big, tall, buff Amazonian lady named Ilioi, I think. Ileoi is I think what it is. She's the Kraken priestess.
Huh.
So she like has a lot of defense and she seems like the main character. Like she's the person you control after the intro and is like the primary character with most of the lore going around. And the secondary character is Misfortune, who is
of course,
who is like the pirate queen.
Yeah. But
like with Ileoi, she does her attack, and every time she attacks, it spawns a spectral tentacle.
Huh.
And she can have up to 5, and every time her turn comes up, all of the tentacles will attack a random enemy and do a little bit of damage. And how many tentacles she has also affects all her skills.
That's neat.
It seems to have this really good idea where you're constantly building resources that only last that battle, so use them. Like you have an alt bar, it empties, it starts at 0 every battle. And you'll get to use it pretty frequently. So when that fills up, just use it because you can't save it. So just use one of your character's alts. And there's the way it works is you have every character has 2 classes of attacks, instant and lane. So because they tried to work in lane mechanics, sort of.
Yeah.
So instant attacks you can just do whenever for free and they go off immediately. And usually every character has 3, which is a normal attack, which interacts with their mechanics in some way. Something that does effectively defend. Sometimes it has like little additional effects. And then a third ability, which is usually some kind of buff or a taunt if it's like a tanking type party member. And then you have lane abilities, which take mana, which is just MP, but doing a normal attack will build something called overcharge, which is temporary MP that only lasts that battle. So if you do some normal attacks, you have no reason not to just throw out a big special attack because that bonus MP is going away at the end of the battle.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, that's a neat idea.
The lane mechanic is kind of goofy because what happens is you have like the turn order down at the bottom. And when you pick a lane ability, you can put it on the speed lane, the balance lane, or the power lane. And literally all it is do you want it faster but sort of weaker? Normal, or do you want it slower and kind of stronger? But there's also zones on the turn order that do things.
Huh.
So if your turn comes up in like this box, it'll either buff you or hurt you. And some abilities can even move enemies into these boxes or out of these boxes if it's a beneficial effect. Like Braum, the big guy with the door of a vault as his shield, has an attack that can like slam people and knock them back in the turn order. So he can get enemies out of beneficial areas. And also sometimes enemies will have buffs that only go away if you hit them with a speed or power attack, or even a balance attack.
This kind of reminds me of like a weirdly expanded Grandia system.
Huh.
Yeah, because
there's no positioning. There's no positioning. It's just like the line of your characters on the left and the enemy on the right.
Okay, so there's no physical positioning, but still all this other like
You position their turn. You position their turn, yeah. And it's really neat. Like there was a boss fight where it's like you're fighting these 3 crabs with tanks with like cannons on their back. One takes 30% more damage from balance, one takes 30% more damage from speed, and one takes 30% more damage than from power. So you have to deal with that. Or there was a boss that's like, yeah, I take basically no damage, but every single time you hit me, my defense goes down. So you want to pound them with multi-hit attacks because it drains their defense very quickly and you start doing real damage to them. Or the first major boss I fought is like, you can't hurt me at all. I spawn ads. If you kill an ad, I take 4% damage. Take 4% of my health for every debuff on that ad.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
And all debuff stacks. So what I would do is I would have Yasuo, who is voiced by Liam O'Brien. He's the samurai man. I'd have him do his 7-hit attack, and then every single one of those hits would put on a bleed debuff, and it would usually kill the mob. So that's 28% of their health. Boom, gone. And it's full of neat stuff like that. So mechanically, it's really solid. It kind of has MMO loot, but it's not as painful because the loot doesn't vary. Like, you won't have two of the same item that have different stats.
Okay.
But they'll have different qualities, so they'll be green, blue, or purple. But you can just upgrade them to the highest level if you want. Because you find this stuff poking around or just drops from enemies called essence, and all you do with that is you just upgrade the item from green to blue or blue to purple.
Okay, that's interesting. That's a decent way of dealing with that instead of just like I need to grind this until it drops the good version.
Yeah, that's a lot more
it has like a lot of weird mechanics like that. Like fishing, you trade in the fish to a merchant that will give you a special currency you can use to buy loot boxes. And the loot boxes will just have random gear in them. I don't think you can buy them. You cannot. It does not seem to be that you can just buy them with real money. But the fishing, like, you trade them in. And I think there's some merchants that will let you just outright buy weapons and armor with that currency. So I guess it's like you can roll the dice or not if you want.
Huh.
There's also an enchantment system, which I barely touched because you upgrade your gear so often in this that it doesn't feel like there's much point in being like, I made it a little better. Oh, I just found a better sword. Oh. There's a really cool mechanic in this that I've only ran into twice, but I would like other RPGs to steal this because I think it's a really neat idea. You find a magic treasure chest that's empty, and it's like, hey, put something in me. I'll teleport somewhere else in this dungeon, and if you find me, you get that item back, but improved.
That's sick.
So I'm like, well, I guess I'll put put the sword that I just bought for Yasuo into the chest and have him use his previous sword for a little bit while longer until I find this again. And I did, and now I'm doing a bunch more damage. So that's a really neat thing. The map in this game is reprehensible.
Oh no.
I saw you tweeting about the map.
It might be the worst map in video game history.
No.
Man, that's
how does it work exactly?
Okay, like, it just doesn't tell you where doorways are or when things are connected to other things all the time. Sometimes it does, so you get really confused. When there's any kind of level of verticality going on, like let's say you're in like a building that has multiple floors. They didn't know what the fuck to do. So they just put them all the floors on the same map screen, but not in a way that makes sense, and not in a way that tells you what doors connect to what. You kind of just have to wander around.
No, they didn't like lighten the lower floors or something to be like.
Oh no, they didn't do any of that. Also, they will mark where a quest objective is if you're in the area already and look at the immediate area map. If you look at the region map, it won't even tell you like where to go for this quest, and because there's a lot of side quests. So I'm like, come on, this. Also, the game's really unstable. It crashed 3 times on me just in playing like 6 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is not stable. So I would give it a little bit of time if you want to check it out, because I assume they'll iron some of this out. But I can't even tell you what was making it crash. It would just crash. I'm playing on PS4 or PS5, PS4 on PS5. So it's not even like it's a PC thing.
Does it like autosave, or so you did
autosaving is pretty generous. I haven't lost like any significant amount of I haven't lost any progress really. Like it's always the last loading zone it autosaves, and there's plenty of loading zones.
Okay.
There's a lot of weird polish shit. This thing came in rough. Like when you close the game and reopen it, it forgets that you ever did anything. So whenever you go to any menu, it's like, do you want the tutorial on how to use this menu? I'm like, no, it's the inventory.
Oh my god, it's like the Skyward Sword original release.
Hell yeah.
And this is a really minor thing, but it turns the battle speed back down to normal when you reload or when you close the game and reopen it. So you have to rechange it to double, because I can't be doing with the single speed. It's too slow.
Yeah.
I can't really comment on the story because I don't know anything about League of Legends lore. They sure like having characters tell you their entire backstory in one paragraph.
Oh no! They're trying to get you up to speed, dude.
Here's my lore cards.
Yeah, exactly. He just hands them to you, and you go to the web zone.
The main story is mostly voice acted. There's a lot of voice acting, but there's also a lot of stuff that isn't voice acted. Like none of the character interactions. When this game has like a weird thing with trying to be structured like Dark Souls.
What?
But you can save anywhere.
What?
Well, like the first big dungeon I went through, which is the only big dungeon I've gone through so far, and apparently there's only going to be 3 or 4 since I'm 34% of the way through the game according to it.
Oh.
Yeah, this is $30, so it's not going to be super long. It'll probably be like under 20.
Okay.
But you have like bonfires that heal you and respawn all the enemies on the map. And at the bonfire, you can have like character discussions, which are not interesting and are mostly characters telling you their backstory in case you didn't play League of Legends, the PC game, or follow the lore at all.
Yeah, I was like, even if you play League of Legends, they don't have much story in that game itself.
Right?
You have to read screens or like look for them.
Yeah.
And they do the Dark Souls thing where it's like, this store's locked, come back at it from the other side and unlock it, and now it's a shortcut. Except it doesn't seem to be in case you die. It mostly seems to be to make this area easier to navigate, because if there's fast travel, they haven't given it to me yet. So you're just running through these labyrinthine maps, which is a town, by the way. This is in like Bilgewater, the shipwreck pirate town, so it's real fucking confusing to navigate.
Oh, has it all been in the one town?
Yeah, it's all been in the one town. Like even the dungeon was just a part of the town. It's like, yeah, it's covered with zombies and like the evil mist, and that chunk of the town is like the first dungeon. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would on like mechanically. I feel like I've kind of broken the game though, because it lets you spec however you want, whenever you want. So you get upgrade points in each talent you have. Basically, you get an upgrade point. You go into your talent tree, and it's like, this is my regular attack. It's like, okay, do you want to spend a point to upgrade it? You have 2 upgrade options, A and B, and they do different things. Like, one will be like the main character, Ileoi. Is like, her attack has a 50% chance to spawn a tentacle for her. If you put an upgrade point in A, it becomes 100%. If you put an upgrade point in B, it does some other shit, like it heals her a little bit when you hit with it. And then you can't take the other one. And then later you will unlock the second tier, which is another A/B choice, and then a third tier, which is another A/B choice. And that's all the skills. But you can change it whenever you want. You just go into the menu and change it.
Huh.
There's also a system like that with passive buffs called runes, because I guess that's a thing in League of Legends, that you get your runes.
Yes.
That alter the champion. All in all, it's surprisingly solid. I just wish it was more stable and didn't have the worst map I've played in recent memory.
Yeah, that'd be swell.
I'm now more receptive to the other things they're making, because I'm like, this is pretty okay. I always try to support a company that makes a game in a genre I don't like when they make a game in a genre I do like.
Yeah, of course. That's the right thing to do. To give it a chance, right?
Because, to give it a chance.
Just because it's a MOBA doesn't mean that this game, which is not a MOBA, not even fucking close, might not be up your alley, But yeah, this is pretty solid. Doesn't seem to be that long if you don't have completionist brain and want to do all the side quests, and it's so hard to navigate. I've given up, so I'm just gonna mostly do the main story. I imagine it's probably somewhere in the ballpark of 12 hours long, like not super long, very doable. 12 or 20?
Yeah, 12 to 20, like 20 if you do completionist and do all the side quests and bounties and stuff.
Okay.
I also finished Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers. Now all I have left is the lead up to the expansion that's going to come out in 2 weeks.
Well, you better do that fast, otherwise they're going to delay it again.
Yeah.
No, don't worry. I think I have I think I can do it in like 2 good days of putting in time.
I was fine with that delay until it was supposed to like come out tomorrow, and it was within 24 hours of a lunar eclipse that's happening tonight, and I'm like, oh, that would have been very, very well timed. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So I was having a pretty good time with Shadowbringers. It's a lot more high rent in every way, mechanically, the way it looks, area design, music, especially music.
Oh yeah.
Because in the previous 2, they like, there was one area in Stormblood that had a vocal song for just riding around the area. In this, they were like, fuck it, it's almost every song. It's almost every area. Just have some really cool music. Then I got to the very end of it, and it really like stepped up several more points in being great. It really fixed basically every problem I had with the earlier expansions in terms of like everything. There's not even a character that I'm like, that character's really terrible. Why are they here? No, even that's fine. So I'm excited to keep going through the patch quest. I don't really have I don't really want to talk about it too much beyond just, it's really great.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I went through it.
I can't wait for you to get to some of the later patch stuff, because that's like the peak of the game at this point in terms of like, wow, they really went for it with some stuff. It's really, really good.
Yeah, I've heard some things that I'm excited about, but that's it. That's all I played.
That's all you played?
That's all I played.
Buckle up.
That's all she wrote.
That's all she wrote.
Okay, bye.
Oh, wait. Pod Lords.
Oh, sure. Pod Lords.
Sounds like a dude who's trying to like debunk climate change. He's like, sure, climate change.
Sure. Pod Lords.
Pod Lords? I don't believe in Pod Lords. You better prove it right now. Damn right I'm going to prove Pod Lords exist. Pod Lords such as...
Oh my god.
E. Lee Broyles. Woo. Tiny woo. I don't even know if that'll show up after processing.
We'll see. Gonna eat that whole thing.
Corey Brown. Mothman Christmas Rom-Com when? Red Blaze 27. Suzushiro. Emperor Zero. Shiba Yagato moments before losing her monkey to Rourke.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Berenstein Universe Think Dimension, where every week has Toku reviews and good news about Macro Hard and exciting Y-Orb exclusive.
What?
That's not how the Mandela effect works, but okay.
Watching Death Note again, Light makes really great faces.
Yeah! Yes!
Man, you ever see a Podlord pull an evergreen meme?
I thought it was gonna say decisions, and I'm like, no, he doesn't. That's like the opposite of what he does mostly.
Yeah, absolutely not.
I think they are quite based.
101 shades of fuck, man. Why does Babylon's Fall have to be like this? I'm so tired.
Oh no! You're crying through the math.
Thank you for joining us for that.
I don't know. I don't know.
Coming soon, an exciting announcement from everyone's favorite motorcycle accident survivor. What could it be?
Oh shit.
I'm very hype.
You got this, G.
WTF, Spider-Man. Mr. I like spam. Dread it, for she approaches soon.
Oh, I thought is this making fun of Reddit somehow? Dread it? Is that like the disguised version of Reddit? Dread it?
We voted to ban 99% of users.
I don't want to imagine Disguise 7. We have Dread it.
That sounds hilarious.
Yeah, it sounds really good.
It's going to be the way that you can get super broken.
This mod's really pissing me off. He's the reason we can't have this. Go kill him.
I'm sorry, but if you engage in a fight and you lose, you're banned from Dread it for a week.
Weirdly enough, the localization script has the word cringe 9,000 times.
That's just a normal disguise script.
Yes, there's nothing different here. I'm sure the new one has stuff like sussy in it.
DFW 3K. TFW, you make a low effort Podlord image, but 30 other people have already made the joke.
It's true.
The greatest character to ever come out of Outless.
Look at this guy. He's so good.
Kristen. Oh. Kung Fu Barry, because I watched all the Kung Fu Panda movies in one sitting yesterday.
Oh, okay.
All right.
He's just getting his head palmed.
Yeah, he's like, help.
Please don't squeeze.
I can't reach you to doink you.
Santi Kunai. Travis Touchdown versus new Raido Kuzunoha Switch Edition. My war criminal can't be this cute.
Thank you so much.
Kyle Bjork. Zilter. Phil Spencer, for once in your career, don't shut the fuck up challenge.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been punching the right targets.
Iron Aggro. Blig de Blue. Schligd's Boo. Well, if it isn't the dumbasses with too many podlords.
You have 3 Mothman podlords.
Monster Hunter, Ryzen and Raiden. Dipshit Castanets start.
I don't know what this is at all.
Please don't bring Katawa Shoujo into existence in 2021.
Okay, thank you. Someone could fucking fish that out.
Ensign of the Dipship, Jordan.
Hey,
He looks so sad.
yes, Dan.
Yeah.
Great news about that podcast. They're going through the same thing you went through, where Carl's like, Jordan's mic sucks and it buzzes too much. I'm giving him my DBX. His audio is unusable for this episode. I'm like, yeah, I know what this tone is like.
What a great arc. Oh my god. Bobby Kotick, keep talking bro challenge.
Oh no. Is that the Fallout New Vegas guy?
We can't leave God to do all the work.
Bob, it's an emote and time for Professor Banny's super ethical reality climax.
What?
It's Professor Genki, the Japanese game show host from Saints Row the Third and Saints Row 4, who is a giant pink cat.
That's great.
Wow, yeah, I didn't play enough of any Saints Row game to know that at all.
Maybe that.
I'm sorry.
Maybe they'll be in.
You shouldn't play any Saints Row game with that character in it.
Yoshi Ono, stop stealing credit for Melty Blood challenge.
Congratulations on your nomination.
Shin Megami Tensei V.
God.
Podlord, I'm going to be honest. For a bit there, I went, is that Adam Driver? Until I said,
Yes, so did I.
wow, that's when it sunk in. I was like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
Regular reminder to stand Jonathan Joestar. Always.
Okay.
BN12. Fluffy around and find out. Indigo Sykes. Broke D&D with porn stars. Woke D&D with VTubers.
Ooh.
God, that'd be deranged. They need to get on that if they haven't started yet.
Oh, Vox is actually launching a VTuber D&D show.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's in the next week. Very promising.
He's so smart.
Evil Lucario. Clutchins. A raccoon that has come to terms that he will never like another product Rockstar puts out.
Oh.
That is how it's starting to feel.
My grandmother once said, immature fruit is sour, producing immature fights.
Oh man, it's that one guy who they say is a high schooler, but in that game looks like he's 45 years old.
Lamu. Aspiring Bimani ambassador Shinji16 wants to remind everyone self-care is important. Yes, even while you're binging Endwalker. Maria Kondedzovna Eve. And Virmvarm. Thank you very much to our podlords.
Thank you, Podlord.
Thanks.
And if you'd like to become a Podlord, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/GVPodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get many benefits such as early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool, our 2 anime review podcasts, a Patreon exclusive show once per month where you get to vote on what good or bad thing we watch, and then we have to watch it and talk about it, and then you get that show. That's how it works. And extended armchair dev pitches and gamer premonitions, where when the format of those shows is cruel, you get to hear the ideas that we didn't get to say on the actual thing that is released. That's patreon.com patreon.com/GB podcast. Right now, we are working towards a goal where we have to watch all of Reboot. Yes, even that horrible French-Canadian live-action thing that they made, the Guardian Code. Yes, even that.
Very exciting. The reboot, rewatch, recast is exciting.
And if you can't help us by supporting us through Patreon, you can always just tell your friends. That helps us a lot.
That's true. So, go make friends, hang out near the free coffee at your local Publix. Just talk to anyone who walks past you.
Do you have experience with this?
This is how you make friends. Definitely the most optimal speedrun strategy to make friends.
Oh, okay.
You know, you definitely won't be considered a fucking nuisance by everyone there. As you drink so much coffee, the dude has to refill the fucking thing. No, I have no experience with that. Why are you talking? Let's get into news. So, you know what? My news is pretty quick and it segues into KZ's news. Hopefully I arranged it. Yes, I arranged it so it does that. Okay. Starting off, so completely unbelievably, Apple is now like, you know what? You guys are right. You can repair your fucking phones. So we're going to officially sell parts for you to repair your phones. They're going to start with simple shit like screens and a couple other things. Help people just fix their phones instead of having to buy new ones. It's going to have online guides for this stuff, and as time passes, they're going to add more things for more of their products over time to make it easier for you to repair your shit instead of needing to buy a new one or send it in or whatever.
Thank God.
They were finally going to get fucked legally, weren't they?
Yep.
It was jumping
this
on
would
them,
not-
wasn't they?
This would not have happened if not for the European Union. So thank you, European Union, for even remotely resembling a functional state.
Right.
Because I saw this news and I went, they must know that they're fucked if they don't do this now. Like next year, they just start getting hit.
They got told you're either going to do this the easy way or you're going to do this the hard way, and either way, the end result's going to be the same.
Yeah, basically. So this is pretty cool. Now they just need to put a fucking USB Type-C on the phone.
Yes.
And I will have way fewer reasons to bitch at them. Yeah, this is great. Who knows what the prices will be? People assume they're going to build the Apple tax in, but depending, you know, how that, it could be expensive relative or just, you know, phones are expensive. Flagship phones are about as expensive on Android as they are on Apple. So at the end of the day, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? I'm very curious. I need to see those numbers. I want them to announce them, but it's launching early next year. So we'll see. Moving on. You know what? I'll cover this thing really fast and then get to the hilarious shit. NVIDIA released a few different things. New version of DLSS, one other thing. Who cares? They released a thing called iCat. iCat is a really cool, easy to use image comparison tool for people like Digital Foundry and myself. Hopefully other people who do this sort of thing can find this tool and use it correctly, where you can stick two different images in it and it'll put it side by side so you can slide it across to see the difference change. It can do this for videos as well. So you can just play multiple videos all at once and zoom in and check out details. This makes image comparison stuff and analysis of equipment and versions of games like Digital Foundry does a shitload easier, and I'm thanking God for this because this is actually an insanely difficult thing to do in a video editor, which is why so many people fuck up image comparisons. I can't tell you how many times I've seen GameSpot or someone else try to tackle, like, here's the differences between these versions, and the editing is so bad it's worthless, right? So that's cool. I'm glad they did that. That's helping the whole community. Okay, moving on to funny shit.
Ooh.
Tim Sweeney, his heart's in the right place, but his brain is making him say really dumb stuff.
I know nothing about this.
Okay, so he went to a Korean conference, basically, to start talking about app stores and stuff like that. Had some statements that were funny. He says, what the world really needs right now is a single store that works with all platforms. Right now, software ownership is fragmented between iOS, the Android, Google Play Marketplace, different stores on Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, Microsoft, and Mac App Store. And allegedly, they think it should just be one store. Epic is working with developers and service providers to create a system that will allow users to buy software in one place, knowing that they would have it on all devices and all platforms.
Okay.
Literally no platform wants that.
Yeah, literally.
Right.
This is just, they want to be the App Store.
Yes.
Yes.
That's not benevolent.
Is Tim Sweeney one of those people who's really brilliant in one very narrow purview and an idiot in every other one?
He's just saying things that get a little kooky by the end of this. That at a surface level, if you don't understand what he's pitching, sounds philanthropic.
Yeah, I was like, that sounds cool.
But
like, if I buy this game once, I will have it everywhere.
But
it
really
obviously
is just,
the logistics of it don't make sense.
And he just wants it to be epic.
Yeah, he just wants it to be his thing, of
Right.
course. So,
At the conference,
You will have no cart.
At the conference, he said, "I'm very proud to stand up against these monopolies with you. I'm proud to stand with you and say I'm a Korean."
What is wrong with him?
Yeah, I don't know.
This is a bit, right?
At this point, I wish the dude had just said, "Ich bin ein Korean." Like, that's the tier this is at. What is wrong with him? No, it goes further. Then he tweets promoting the article and everything about all of this with Apple and Google must be stopped if the metaverse is to be open to everyone.
Oh, wow.
Open to everyone that has $1,500 to spend on a VR device.
I gotta go.
I can't believe he took all this shit that is clearly supposedly philanthropic
And then capped it with that.
and then built it towards, so we should be the monopoly, and then built that towards, we got to protect the metaverse.
I'm just imagining the alternative version of this where he goes, "I'm proud to be black."
I mean,
And I'm like, what? Excuse me?
That is what he said.
Yeah, that is what he said. In case anyone didn't immediately lose their shit
Like,
when Dan read that line.
I mean, it's the weird thing is I'm hoping he said the sentence in Korean and mangled it, just like the Ich bin ein Berliner thing. And I hope he said he was a Korean donut or something. I'm hoping we can get some real,
That'd be good.
some real, what is the term? Parody here between the two.
Yeah, like no habla es biblioteca.
We need to get it on the exact same level. Moving on. Phil Spencer says he wants emulation-based backcompat that doesn't require licensing so games can have proper historical representation like music and movies across all platforms. The direct quote is, "My hope, and I think I have to present it that way as of now, is as an industry, we'd work on legal emulation that allowed modern hardware to run any, within reason, older executable, allowing someone to play any game." This is a direct quote from the interview he took place in. He's vice president of games at Microsoft. He could do that.
I hope this is something he's pushing for internally. Like, guys, even if we can't get, games that we can sell, do you know how much fucking everyone will love us if you can just put those old games discs in and play them?
Yeah.
Right.
And that also incentivizes the people who own them to come to you and be like, "Can we just put all these on your store? They work, right?"
Yeah. No, that's this. They should go through with this. It just sounds weird coming from the position of the vice president of games being like, "I think people should all do this." And it's like, then why aren't you?
They might be. We don't know yet.
If they do, that's great. They need to. This statement coupled with them saying this is the last set of back compat titles they're doing, like the 70 that came out is it,
Right.
makes it real 50-50 on are you doing it?
Yeah, because that could just imply that
that's their solution.
That's their solution going forward. That's what that team is working on now, trying to get this through.
Yeah, because
That would be great.
That
Right.
would make sense. Yeah.
there was a quote that I saw about this where he said, like, if we did this, us making a move like this would make us like a North Star in like gaming in terms of like it makes it acceptable and people will really want this type of thing. Where it's like if someone important does something and is like high up in the pack, clearly people are going to gravitate toward it more. So he's like, it only makes sense for us to try and maybe shoot for this.
If they did this, it would humiliate Sony so fucking
Oh
bad.
my god! I feel like he knows that, and he's like, if we pull this off, it is an insane.
It would humiliate them to the point they'd have to do something about it, which is the ideal.
Right.
It's kind of like when you're humiliated to the point of tears type of scenario.
Yeah.
It would be Jim Ryan in his office as the crying Wojak.
And the thing is, that's the whole fucking point of competition.
Yes.
Right.
And this is like a great idea while also being like a competitive like idea to like get an edge.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they should do that. That came out after their Xbox 20th anniversary stream, which KZ has a roundup of. KZ?
Yes. Before I forget, though, Phil Spencer did, in fact, just say another thing this week. People asked him.
Yes, he did.
He's like, what do you think about those NFT games? He's like, those seem more like exploitative shit than entertainment. No interest.
Yeah.
Microsoft is...
Yeah.
Do you know how much what a boon it is to have someone who seems like an actual human being as the face of your company?
Yeah, like they do some quirky shit that I don't like, but also he seems to have any level of intelligence at all.
Yeah, Phil has like human and less human arcs, and we're like at the peak of the human arc right now.
Yes, because we have another quote from him that's going to be later, and it's like, Jesus, calm down.
It's like the guys who make the scummiest service right now are seeing that service and be like, man, that's too scummy. So it's really, really condemning.
I just, like, at the end of the day, you just asked a man, Phil Spencer, what's your opinion on all these people screaming, give us money, NFT, give us money? And he's like, that's not a game. And everyone's like, thank you. We're glad you passed the colorblind test.
We're glad you're not Ubisoft.
Right.
So we got this Xbox 20th anniversary stream. We got the highlights here. First one that's like very little. Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be Xbox PC exclusive. Supposedly, it's 4 years away.
4 years away, it might as well be a fucking eternity in this industry. So who the fuck knows what'll actually happen? But that's what they're saying.
Yeah. The actual news of relevance. 70 plus games were added to Xbox back compat. Supposedly the final back compat update. With a mix of stuff from OG Xbox, Xbox 360. Bunch of stuff added to FPS boosts like Sonic Generations and Sonic Unleashed. Those FF13 sequels also have FPS boost. Yeah, they added a hell of a lot more than we expected based on that leak.
Yeah. They added Otogi 1, 2, Ridge Racer 6. They added a ton of games you would not expect.
Gun Valkyria.
Yeah. Isn't it Gun Valkyrie, Bob?
Maybe. I don't know.
Who knows?
But yeah.
I think Unleashed works at 4K now, too.
Oof. I need to properly boot that up again, finally.
If it works at 4K, it won't be 60 frames per second.
That is.
Okay.
I haven't checked, though. Keep in mind, it looks way better on a Series X because they use anisotropic filtering, so the textures don't all look like mush.
Yeah, I am excited to experience the Werehog at full speed for the first time in my life.
Yeah, no, it's kind of funny because now I think if you show the right snippet of gameplay of Sonic Unleashed running at 60, you can confuse people and they won't know what game you're playing.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, that seems...
That's great. Add 06, you cowards. Sega, what are you doing?
Hopefully Phil Spencer will push through this emulation thing and day one.
Yes.
Day one. I will be there playing Sonic 06, be like, I'm a freak.
Yeah, I was thinking there's no reason they couldn't just say, here's Sonic 06 on back compat. We boosted that. They could have put Sonic Heroes from the OG Xbox. They could have just dump all of it. People will play it. I saw people going, Sonic Unleashes at 60 FPS. I will buy a Series X.
Yeah.
It's definitely been the biggest motivation I've seen to buy a Series X.
And it's not 2 or 3 people. It's 10 people that I saw going, here it is.
There's Sonic Unleashed is one of those games that is like buried in flaws, but still has a lot of charm, but it runs so bad.
Yeah,
on original hardware.
Like I enjoy it a lot. I don't like collecting the medals as much, and the frame rate's rough. But they've tightened up the frame rate, and it looks better. And yeah, it has a lot of really good music and charm in there. So I'm glad that it's finally in its final form.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's an occasion to celebrate when any game escapes 7th gen.
Yes.
So for games to escape 7th gen and run at 60 frames per second or 4K is great.
13 years has been the wait since that game launched.
Yeah, and for anyone who's not keeping track, Sonic 06 and Unleashed are not available on PC. Generations is the first 3D one in that era.
Mm-hmm. That's why like they did that Project Unleashed on PC for Generations where they rebuilt those levels.
Yeah.
The boost levels, because it was there's no way to play that on PC. So I'm glad that, the normal game finally is like acceptable. Especially Generations too. I didn't want to have to play that on PC.
I like playing Generations on PC. My opinion of that game improved a lot once I got to try it on PC because it feels a lot better. Luckily, the FPS boost here will make it look better. I do want to see that. I don't think I own Generations currently on the Xbox. I think my copy is PC only.
Yeah, same.
But keep in mind, the way the FPS boost stuff here works is that it will look higher frame rate, but it won't get the game feel advantage of a higher frame rate or physics stuff. It's all some crazy, like, super custom, nothing else is like this level API for graphics injection technique. So it looks really neat. I do want to see the Final Fantasy 13 games at 60 because that's fucking weird to just interpolate the animations. And I want to see how that looks.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see like how that looks, because it's mostly just that battle system, especially like 13 and 13.2 are basically just them dancing around through the active time battle. I wonder if it looks like fucked up.
Yeah,
like 60 FPS anime.
Yeah, I'm exactly, because some of those animations are absolutely nuts and keyframe to shit. So I wouldn't doubt making in between frames would look hilarious.
Yeah, because I saw people going, "We got SMT5 at 60 on this emulator," and every animation looks fucking ruined. I'm like, this thing's shooting lightning at turbo speed.
But yeah, I need to check out the 13 trilogy. I'll probably still just play it in 4K because, oh man, it looks so good in 4K.
Yeah.
And 720p is a very low resolution.
Anything.
It is.
Anything to fix that hair.
Oh yeah, no, and that's the thing. Effects like that hair really, really drastically improve how they look when you raise the resolution.
Yep,
that shit's dope.
The thing they closed on was the thing we've already talked about, Halo Infinite. The multiplayer is out now, the Monday before you heard this. So they dropped that at the end, and that was being leaked ahead of time. But that's cool. That was a nice way to cap off this. In terms of the 20th anniversary stream, was actually pretty solid because they celebrated it a normal way, reflecting on things and releasing cool shit.
Yeah, definitely was more than I expected from them.
Yeah.
This is more than what they typically gave us all year.
Yeah, I know. This they seem to have some awareness and actually clearly had some stuff planned. 70 plus games being added.
Yeah, this is like the first news bullet of this year where I'm like, yeah, this is a big win for Xbox. They earned all the positive stuff around them.
There wasn't anything horribly inept or farcical about any of it, and this is, I think, the back compat's the strongest part of their console. Oh, and with the recent update, my quick resume started working.
Yo, let's go!
After almost a year of not working for some reason.
Oh, you forgot the best part of this conference, though.
What's up?
We got to see The Rock shill for some movie on Netflix.
Oh, that was so good!
That was unreal.
Oh, God, is this that? Okay, so that movie, fucking movie.
Red Notice.
Yeah, Red Notice. Netflix said 75 million people watched it. That's a lie, because the people who actually do these numbers said 3.5.
Yeah, and I saw stuff about we're going to change how we do our metrics to base it on watch time now.
Yeah, of course they are.
Basically, we just intend to lie as much as possible at every opportunity. Remember how Facebook killed the internet by claiming video was watched 15 times more than it actually was?
Yeah, so a bunch of people moved over to it and were erased from history.
Yeah. This is why you don't take everything at face value, everyone, because when Facebook kept advertising those numbers, I'm like, that's wrong. There's no human I know who stops and watches every fucking video that you embedded heinously in their feed.
Yeah.
That's just bullshit.
The Rock is so good. He is so good at shilling something where he's like, I was here on the stage for Xbox 20 years ago, and here I am advertising this movie.
We made a vault and we put Xbox artifacts in it.
We put, and I'm like, I want the fucking Rock or Ryan Reynolds fucking Xbox Game Pass trading card.
Yeah, that was nuts.
And now he's like, I want to be James Bond, and I'm like, fucking for sure, whatever.
I lost it when it was like, I'm like, who can fight you?
Right? I was gonna say the Rock moment would be the funniest moment of the whole conference, But stealthily, the funniest moment of the whole conference is I don't know her name because I think this was my first time ever seeing her present. But this lady comes out on stage and she's like, "Hi, I'm the head of Xbox back compat." And by the end of the conference, it's like, "So do you not have a job now?" Right? I'm so confused. It was my first time ever seeing this person. And then it was also like, "And this is the last back compat thing we're doing. Bye, everyone." And I'm like, "Is she going to be okay?" And you hear gunfire.
And she's like, "I'm now VP of FPS Boost."
That's some Kevin Baker shit or Kevin Butler shit.
Yes.
VP of FPS Boost. VP of buttons. But yeah, no, that was great. If we could consistently get a conference like this every now and again, that would really help.
Yeah, I like the more fan focused for like smaller announcements that aren't like megatons for most people, but like, hey, it's backwards compatibility stuff and stuff like that. I think is nice. What I'm saying is they should bring PSX back.
Yes, they should, and maybe greenlight some games based on classic shit.
Yeah, that would also be swell.
And where's my jumping force? I don't care if it's VR only. Give me a jumping force.
Okay. You jumping flash?
Jumping flash, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the name of the beat 'em up on the PS1?
Fighting Force.
Fighting Force. Okay. Mix them.
So next up on my news is the only other news I have. This happened today. Tencent did that thing they do where they just acquire stakes and things. They acquired a minority stake in Playtonic, developers of the 2 ukulele games, and they immediately put out a statement. Playtonic did, saying we're already hiring people and we're gonna be expanding our space and everything, so it'll be easier to make games and stuff. And I'm like, that's good. Their last game was pretty great, so I'm excited to see what their next thing, because they've been pretty slow on announcing anything, so I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I think they announced they were making 3 new games.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Finally, a decade after 7th Gen ended, we have fully recovered and developers are going, "Oh yeah, people like more than one genre."
Weird. Zany.
Yeah.
Well, that's KZ's news. Hey, Bob.
Hey,
do it.
We got a reveal of a new character for Guilty Gear. It's called Happy Chaos. Apparently this is one of the main characters from the story mode, so this is yet another thing of like, this should have just been at launch. What?
Yes.
That's how Arxis. That's what Arxis does now. Is like the whole first pack is people who should have been in at launch.
Yeah.
From my understanding, based on that and leaks that are still right, it really is just characters that are in the story mode.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, because that big guy with the fucking alien thing was also in there.
Yes.
It launches the 30th of this month for season pass holders. You have to wait to December 3rd if you buy them individually. He looks really weird. Like all the combos they showed don't look right.
Yeah, he looks wrong. He doesn't even wear shoes.
I mean, his design's one thing. I think it's very... I wrote feel core here because I thought it was like... feel... Am I wrong or am I right?
Kinda? A little bit.
Yeah.
He looks kind of homestucky.
But every move they show him do, because this guy fights with a big pistol... maybe they just need to show more of this. Maybe this is the classic Arxis thing of making a trailer just terrible. It looks like every one of his moves had no kinetic energy to it at all, and it's just bizarre as he walks around. I'm
like, what is the high-level play of Happy Chaos? And I got no sense of anything. It just looked like it was impossible to combo anything.
He might just be really goofy and bizarre, because I think his whole thing is like he's some weird neutral existence in the universe.
Yeah.
So it might be deliberate, where he just has these really bizarre, no energy moves.
I believe he's a chaotic existence.
And then drives away in his Mercedes-Benz as his victory animation.
I look forward to season 2 when it's not just getting stuff from the story mode I haven't played yet.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe this guy will be fun.
Yeah, this guy's great. Just watching this trailer now.
Yeah.
Like I'm absolutely hyped to try this dude.
The next thing I got, Pragmata. We knew this was going to be delayed to 2023.
Yeah,
a while ago.
For over 6 months ago, that trailer went out where they're like, "Here's dates. Here's like release years for Forspoken and Pragmata," and then they all got corrected to this. So we knew the delay was there, but this is like them saying it to the public.
Yeah, it's their official announcement. They made a little CG of the little girl from it holding a sign saying 2023, sorry. Me baby.
Me baby. I appreciate them talking about it in any level at all. It makes it feel less like deep down for this gen.
Yeah. It's hopefully not vaporware.
Yeah.
I for some reason I've never entertained that this would become deep down because I'm like, there's so many ideas.
You made a joke once.
Yeah, and now it's sitting with people.
Yeah, and it's kind of sit with me where I'm like, fuck, what if it's real and they just make no new IP this gen?
God, that would genuinely suck. I'm hopeful that they're gonna land this. I assume this delay is not a part of a larger strategy to cancel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does just seem like, okay, COVID. We got to adjust all this
22 to
stuff.
23 is like the most no shit delay ever. Like, I don't even expect God of War to come out next year. I expect that shit to be delayed.
It's a Sony thing, so yeah, I also
Right.
I don't blame you for your take on this.
They do two things very often. They delay games and they sell 20 million copies.
Yes. And also shit their pants in interviews.
What game didn't they delay? Returnal. What game should have they delayed? Returnal.
Yeah. They did delay it, just not enough.
Yeah, they delayed it. What
That's
was it?
true.
A month?
I think it was 1 month.
6 weeks, I think. I think it was one of those fail compliance delays, and it's like, no fucking shit.
Yeah, I should have given it like 10 more months.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, seeing this, I'm like, wait, is the little girl the main character actually? You trying to fool me?
No, she's like the mascot.
But then the big news for this week.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Multiversus got officially announced. This is a WB fighting game that leaked a little while ago.
A lot of people I thought they were going to hold back on this to the Game Awards.
Yes, I that's what one of my premonitions was.
Your premonition can still be mostly true.
It can still be mostly true because Neo is not in this yet.
Neo shows up in that.
They're crazy if they don't.
Neo has more parries than any Smash character ever.
Yeah, hard counter to all projectile users.
But they actually have a... What does it feel?
He's going to have Ultra Instinct Goku's thing where if he's walking forward, projectiles just don't work.
Yes! Oh my god!
I'm getting hype over this game.
But it looks pretty nice art style wise. They had a whole section of the announcement video where it was like, yeah, we took a lot of care to make sure we got all the voices and music for all these worlds that are so iconic.
Yeah.
Man, it sounds like the publisher gave a shit.
Weird. It's almost like they understand.
I feel so bad. I feel so bad because Thaddeus Cruz, who worked on Nick Brawl. Well, let me read exactly. Let's see. Absolutely incredible first impression. Huge props to WB Games. Fully voiced, variety of alt costumes, faithful music, day one crossplay. Couldn't have been cheap, but the reaction it's getting already speaks all caps volumes on how unquestionably essential they are for any fighting game.
Yeah.
I imagine working on that Nick game, dealing with that, and then seeing this announcement makes you go, I'm just going to eat my own hands.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they went the distance here. They got the voice talent.
Yes.
Fucking Kevin Conroy Batman.
You can't win harder than that.
You can't.
They got the classic Superman from Justice League too.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Yeah.
They have a whole list of the voice actors on the website because they care.
Oh, shit. So it's the one from the Justice League cartoon? Because that means they got Sephiroth again.
Yeah.
Fucking OG Advent Children Sephiroth Superman.
If they get Mark Hamill to do Joker again, like it's over.
Oh, it's so over.
God.
What drives me insane, the thing that was funny, let me put it that way. The thing that was funny is as I'm lying in bed trying to sleep for, I think this was hour 3.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to reset my sleep schedule to wake up in time for this fucking podcast day. Didn't work. I'm sitting there and I'm like, they got the voice talent. This is great. I'm so happy they did this. And then Steven from Steven Universe starts yelling and I'm like, actually, maybe everyone didn't have to come back.
Look, you have to get him. I'm sorry.
I get it. I understand.
The only one that seems like they didn't get is they have the newer voice for Harley Quinn. They have Tara Strong instead of the classic.
Yeah, that got me a bit, but I didn't expect them to bring back the cartoon Harley Quinn, but it would have been nice.
Yeah.
It would have been nice.
Yeah, I like Tara Strong's take, but it's definitely not the same.
Yeah, I guess because they have a Harley Quinn cartoon
exactly
on like HBO Max, so I guess that's what she does.
Yep. So they wanted to use her because
got John DiMaggio back as Jake the dog.
Yeah, they got Jake the dog. They got Jake the Finn and Dog the human in this, and they have their correct voice actors.
Yeah, I think she's done Harley Quinn even recently, so it's weird that it's Tara Strong again.
I was looking at it, and it looked like she stopped in around 2012, and Tara Strong took over for most of the roles. She's even the Batman Arkham City, but I think that the original one did Arkham Original.
I'm sorry, how many times in this podcast series are we going to go Arkham and then hard pause as we load?
That's the one where he becomes Batman.
That's the one where he becomes City. But yeah, I really appreciate the part where they're like, we know how important it is to be playing an online game, and people drop out or there are problems. Team play is also important here. So we have rollback netcode. I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, this felt like a lock, especially after the shit NetherRealm went through, where they had to re-engineer Mortal Kombat 10 to put it in.
Yeah,
which no other fighting game dev has done.
Yeah,
mid-game they're usually like, next time.
I was looking at the assets, and I'm like, this is a Warner Brothers game. It could look a lot more expensive.
Yes.
I'm a little confused that it doesn't. Then they went, it's free to play. And I was like, part of me was like, maybe it's free to play, and that's why they didn't spend so much money. But I'm like, no one gets it that well.
Yeah.
No one out there has that much of a clue. And then they said cross-platform PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and PC free to play. And I was like, oh shit, they actually get it.
Yeah, cross-platform and cross-progression too. So you don't have anything locked to anywhere.
Yeah,
it's so smart.
I'm glad that Finn and Jake will now be in a Smash-like game that is not impossible for me to perceive, like Brawlhalla.
I was about to say, are you making fun of Brawlhalla? Do they have that?
Yeah, they have Finn and Jake. Brawlhalla has like 25 million players, but I've never met a single person who has ever played it.
Same.
I did the sign up for the beta for this, and one of the questions they asked was like, which of these games do you play more than 40 hours of? Which is a funny way to ask it. It has Smash, Street Fighter, and then it has Brawlhalla.
And then, wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm really excited for this.
I saw them really focus on the team play stuff.
Yeah, one of the things they showed off is that certain special moves have alternate effects for your ally. So like they showed Bugs Bunny makes his hole and can teleport somewhere, and then his ally can also go through the hole.
This is interesting because it feels like they're actually adding on to mechanics and ideas, which has me more hopeful than the average thing of we're making a Smash thing where it's like we want to flesh it out a little bit more.
Yeah,
they want to go their own direction, which is neat.
Yeah, that's why I like Blade Warriors, Onimusha Blade Warriors.
I mean, and there's a chance I could pay $20 in the future to play as a red guy from Cow and Chicken.
Or Chungus.
There's also Chungus. All those costumes look good, too.
Yeah, they just show off costumes.
I can't believe they got Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
Yeah, I love that they just have... He gave him a backstory where he's just like, he had a mysterious power. It's like... Oh my God, you guys, you get it.
He found a magic crystal and was like, is this candy? And then ate it and became a Super Saiyan.
I would like to thank Dragon Ball Super for providing what is now a touchstone moment for a Warner Brothers platform fighting game.
I loved seeing, they did their website and they did the thing like you see in a lot of things that have a cache from a ton of stuff, like say in an Arkham game, you see a bad guy and it gives you the bio and it's like, this is when they first appeared. So it was cool seeing that for Shaggy.
Well, here's what we need, okay, Internet? I'm going to need you to pretend that Fred ripped like Doomslayer is the funniest shit in the world. So we can get that in this game.
God, I hope we get the whole Scooby-Doo cast. I really do.
We want that Kino Fabino edit where we see Fred's ass.
Whose hands do we have to shake to be like, okay, can we courage?
I mean, I think it's totally within our own possibilities.
I need that. God, there's so much more potential here than for Nickelodeon, just in terms of IPs I like, because I'm just thinking of Cartoon Network stuff.
Now I'm just going to clarify. Okay, real quick. There is a Fred and Scooby-Doo, but some people may be thinking Fred Flintstone. Either one's fine.
We do need Fred Flintstone. I need the Flintstone theme, and I need him to yell "Yabba Dabba Doo" as he hits something.
I need Goofy cartoon Ace Ventura. That's something Warner Brothers own.
No, not that one. Oh my god.
I need Beetlejuice. They own
Yes, they
Beetlejuice.
do own
I need
Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
And they need to get Michael Keaton back for it.
Yes.
We need some sort of Ice Climbers-esque character for the Animaniacs.
They already have the Tom and Jerry are like ice climbers. They're
Yes.
together.
Oh my god.
I need
Yes.
Freakazoid. I need Freakazoid. And I need Lion-O because they own Thundercats.
Oh,
It's the
shit.
Lion-O in.
Fuck.
Seeing
Yeah.
the Game of
Oh, yeah.
Thrones woman in here was hilarious.
The fact that you could tell they threw money when they're like the original actors also doing it.
I know, and that was funny because I just heard her voice and went, that's a Game of Thrones character for sure, because their voice lines are so serious.
Yes.
God, they could. I'm just imagining now they actually do Ace Ventura, and it's Jim Carrey, and I have a stroke. Like we're all having a stroke.
I feel if you get Jim Carrey, you have to get the mask instead. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure they own that though.
Oh, man, do they
I'm not
not?
sure that's
Do
the
they
thing
not?
they own.
Damn it.
I don't think so.
You could have gotten
I don't
him
think
and
that's a WB thing.
get him and his fucking Echo Fighters Jamie Kennedy.
It's also based on a comic, so
That's
that would
true.
also probably complicate
Can we
it.
get Frylock?
Can we get Carl?
I was thinking we really do need at least one T-Titan representative.
Well, yeah, you get
We
Robin.
do.
Then
I
everyone's
feel
like, but that's
I feel
also
like it's
Batman.
most likely. I feel like it's most likely to be Raven. That's
Oh, yeah.
like the one everybody really
Yeah.
likes.
Yeah, I was like Raven or Starfire, probably.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
Just
say.
as long
It's
as
one
not
of those
Beast
two.
Boy, please.
Well, Beast Boy's hilarious.
No, can we get Cyborg so I can have a Booyah button?
Oh, that
Okay,
would be good.
Warner Brothers does own the production company that made the mask, so presumably
Yeah.
they own the mask.
Yeah, I either need a Booyah button or you add in a Deathstroke / Slade so Ron Perlman can be in this game.
I forget. Does WB own Dark Horse? Does DC? Who owns Dark Horse Comics? Because that's the
I think
actual.
Dark Horse is an independent.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
think
an
it's
independent
independent.
publisher.
Okay. Either way, this could end up, following the same path as a Fortnite.
Yeah.
You can do the big crossovers because the thing is they didn't put any of their own branding on it. None of it. It's just called Multiversus.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
my
it could
first
be
thought was
anything.
they're literally going to try to do Fortnite, but as a Smash
That
game.
would
which
be good. That
if-
would be real.
Yeah, if your Smash
God.
game feels good, that's infinitely more appealing to me than Fortnite.
And they knew the perfect place to announce it when Smash is gone.
Yeah, it's funny. Everyone's production timelines seem to sync perfectly.
Not Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon launched at the same time as
That's
Sora.
true. They almost landed it, but
They get their anime tie-in, and it's Ichigo fighting Shaggy. God.
exactly. It could be incredible.
If we get Bleach characters, then I can go. I don't know. My Rukia is pretty nasty, but I can't beat Neo from the Matrix.
God. I feel like they would shell out the money to get Goku. They want to have Ultra Instinct Goku fight Ultra Instinct Shaggy.
yeah, they would make $12 million.
They would.
Bob, if we get Jiren in this game, then I can beat him up with fucking Tom and Jerry.
Really though, the perfect rival to Shaggy's Ed from Ed, Ed and Eddie. He's just so tall and huge and powerful. He's done such enormous physical feats in that show.
Yeah, he has.
See, Ed and Eddie need to be Pokemon trainer.
The website lists Bugs Bunny is a mage.
Yeah, I assume they're going to make this very, very like
That's just
user friendly in it, where it's like this character's a mage, so it's all projectiles.
That's just an objectively true statement. Have you seen him?
Right?
Yeah,
what
yeah.
else would you say what he does is?
Evil.
First clone character's fucking Chungus.
Yeah, so if Chungus isn't $20 within 5 weeks of this launching, I'll be surprised.
I'll be surprised too.
Like, I looked at this and I went, you said You're like, they got all the old voice cast back. They got the good Superman in. And I'm like, this is great. I will buy this game. And then you said free to play. And I went and did we win the lottery?
Yeah, no, this seems great.
Yeah, under the lens of free to play, I feel like it's a lot higher rent than I expect for a free to play game.
Yeah, for sure, because they're invested, right?
Yeah, and also that roster's pretty fleshed out for a free to play game.
It launches. You can only play as 3 of them.
I believe they even said it's going to launch with this cast, but maybe I'm wrong. They implied that there's more on the way too. So
when is this supposed to come out? Do we know?
Next year, but there's supposed to be something earlier for the test build. I don't think they were even clear on it being this year. So who knows?
God, that'll be.
Yeah, very excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this because boy, having original voices and music and stuff really. Once you have that, you're kind of gold. Unless the game feels like shit, but it seems on visuals to be all right.
I want to see this at 60 because the only trailer they put out was at 30.
Yeah.
So I think that seeing how smooth these animations will really sell them.
Mm-hmm. Plus, over time, if this is successful enough, they could just redo shit.
Yeah.
Right? Like up the quality on a lot of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I was surprised by how good some of the backgrounds looked.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the fact they were like, we even got music from the show. So I'm like, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they actually get the Justice League theme to play, I'll probably pop off real hard.
Oh god, I would pop off, yeah.
Like they play that classic theme song from the original show. I'm like, "Oh my god, you're so smart. Man, Space Jam 2 sucks."
Yeah, it does.
Sure does.
Oh my god, now I just have the thought of being Agent Smith in this game and actually voiced by the guy.
God, imagine his victory scream was just like, "You are a virus."
But that's all my news.
Oh man.
Oh, that's good. Thank you.
Man, I can't wait to solo you with Draco Malfoy.
What's up?
I just noticed looking at the trailer, they have the Smash 3DS thing when it's team based.
Yup.
Yes.
They get that outline shit.
That's good. That's a nice feature. I don't know why they took it away. I was like, what is the what's the name of that level that is absolutely nightmarish to play in Smash, where it's the rhythm game thing?
I like Electroplankton.
Electroplankton.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the level.
Shit.
Yeah, I know, right? What is the electroplankton for this? What could be absolutely nightmarish on a soundscape level? And I was like, what if there was a Steven Universe-based level where, you hear some shit falling from the sky, like you're in space or whatever, you hear things flying by lightly, and then it loops the 15-second version of the ending theme the whole time you're there.
Let's escape.
Yeah, that would drive me literally insane. Anyway, let's go to Phil.
I'm gonna go through my news. We're gonna take the big horrible thing at the end.
Okay.
Okay, if you came here for juicy bits, then fucking stick around to the end.
The juicy bit that takes up almost an entire page of the document.
The thing is a fucking steak.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So Fantasy Life Online is shutting down in Japan. You might remember this game from 2 weeks ago when we said Bolt Ren Games was bringing it to the worldwide. Do you think they knew?
No.
Or do you think Level 5 was just like, no, they don't need to know?
God, that's fucked up.
So bad.
Level 5 is max level incompetent. It feels like as for the past 5 years at least.
Yeah.
So I don't doubt that they just completely fucked them on this.
I'll be surprised if it happens now, because it's dead. You don't even have franchise power. Nobody fucking. It's been so long since the 3DS game.
Yeah, I still don't know what this is, and you explained it 2 weeks ago.
Disney and Pixar revealed Disney Melee Mania for Apple Arcade. It's Pokemon Unite with Disney characters. It is transparently just the same game.
Weird.
Oh.
We're not going to talk about Ken Pender's fuck him.
I love this note. This is my favorite note in the whole document. Talk about Ken Penders, maybe. We'll see how I feel when we get to this.
Thank you for skipping this.
They announced a new Dragon Ball game. It's called Dragon Ball Breakers. It's an asymmetrical multiplayer game where you play as a time patrol survivor from Xenoverse, hiding from Frieza, Cell, or Boo.
This is hilarious. The serial killer is one of the arc villains.
Yeah, this legitimately didn't look like a video game as much as it looked like somebody made a CG trailer for a nightmare I would have as a child. Like, Cell's killing everyone, except for it's not like the show where it's kind of scary. It is fucking terrifying, and I am Oolong. Like,
yeah, I really don't need notification of Cell has hatched.
Yeah, no.
Cell has evolved, and it's like his speed has now doubled, or so, or whatever they're gonna do for this game.
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah, apparently you can build rocket launchers and stuff. So I do want to see someone shooting Frieza in the face with a rocket launcher. Although, because it's gonna be like Dead by Daylight, or Identity V, or all those. It's like a huge genre at this point.
Yeah, they're gonna have to add like new ones over time. It feels like if they're gonna be like Dead by Daylight, so you could.
Yeah, they have to like. I guess
Garlic
they could
Jr. has landed.
They could add like Raditz as an obvious one, because I feel like they wouldn't do Vegeta. Like Raditz and Nappa, they do. Maybe they do members of the Ginyu Force.
Wait a second,
or
that's what
Zarbon and Dodoria.
That's what Identity V is. All I know is I keep seeing Dylan post the Conan crossover stuff.
Saying that opened up my mind. I'm like, I've seen tweets about this game for like 3 straight fucking years, and it's a mobile one.
Me neither. I was just like, oh, that art style's neat. I can never tell from her tweets what the fuck the game is.
And I'm like, I don't care enough to ask, but I still kind of want to know.
That's what it is.
Huh.
Yeah. But yeah, they could add a bunch of like movie villains or something in there. Be like, oh, watch out.
Yeah, Broly.
Yeah.
Get the really short android.
Broly would be fucked up. It's like the slowest one, but kills you in one hit.
Nah, get the really short android. It just walks through buildings.
Yes.
Yeah, this is if they supported it past a year.
Oh yeah, of course. I expect
this to spin out and explode.
Yeah,
like I've already seen every single Dragon Ball aligned person who is like a Dragon Ball content person be like, I can't shoot an energy beam. What's the point of this? And then just like delete it from their memory.
Yes. Yeah, I expect this to just burn up in the atmosphere, but a hypothetical version where this is a success would be cool.
The Saints Row has been delayed 6 months to August 2022. They decided they didn't want to launch on top of Elden Ring and Horizon Forbidden West.
That seems smart.
Yeah, I mean, that game just got announced. No one's like, I need that right now.
I also think like a big Destiny drop is happening that same week too. So really, they were just
nobody cares about that.
The big Destiny drop where they delete the rest of the game.
Yeah. Despite us being sad, a bunch of people fucking still buy and play that.
Not by and large compared to the other things.
Oh yeah, I'm not comparing it to those other things, but I'm still like, it's still a decent chunk of like gaming mindshare.
So fuck Streamlabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their name used to be Streamlabs OBS. I always thought they were some official fork of OBS.
No,
apparently they weren't.
No, I've known this whole time, and it frustrated the piss out of me. I assumed the people at OBS were chill with this situation
until they made their Twitter thread all about how it's like they asked us if we were fine with them being Streamlabs OBS. We told them no, and to please not use OBS in their name. They did it anyway, and then immediately trademarked it. And then it became this nightmare where they straight up bought Streamlabs OBS targeted ads on OBS's website.
Yeah, no, they're insane and fucking assholes.
Yeah,
is what they are over Streamlabs. Okay. For anyone who doesn't understand why they would do this, it's because they can better integrate their Streamlabs stuff directly into the capture software, inclining you to use them as your people for donation goals and other things because they get a cut of your donations done via credit card. So they've done all of this insane shit, confused people over who owns OBS, and all of this fucking shit. Keep in mind, it's a fucking fork. They don't develop it as actively as OBS.
Yeah, it's like a hostile fork. They're not even like contributing to anything through that. All of this came about when Twitch announced that they were partnering with Streamlabs to allow even easier options for like setting up streams for various different types of things. And then Lightstream, that they run stuff where you can actually stream through a browser. They like have stuff like that. And then it came out. They're like, Streamlabs OBS completely plagiarized our entire website from every single thing.
They just stole it. Down it's 1-1.
Even testimonials were plagiarized. Where they would change one word slightly, but it's the exact same shit. And then they're like, no, it was a test thing. We didn't mean to. We're changing our name, which is we just dropped the OBS part of it.
Yeah, they changed. They're now Streamlabs Cole Cassidy.
Yeah, this this pissed me off to the degree that I'm probably going to switch everything to Stream Elements, which is another service that I started using certain things for. And I'm like, I don't need to use your service necessarily to do the things that I do. So I'll just change my tip button and migrate every part of my layout to the other one that isn't trying to do that. Also, big streamers that are even the biggest streamers in the world are like, they need to change everything right now, or I'm not going to let them plaster my face on their website.
Yeah, I'm going to transition. It may take us a week or two, but it's so upsetting. Like I'm serious. I thought this whole time that OBS was weirdly copacetic with this insane brand confusion thing.
Yeah, because it would seem insane otherwise that Streamlabs literally is like, here's our streaming app. It has the same name as the other one. So when you search OBS, Streamlabs OBS always will appear on top through promoted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so fucking
I'm
annoying.
surprised they waited this long over OBS to try and stop them.
Well, probably because they thought if something's a problem, maybe you can just deal with it, like endure it, and it will get better. But sometimes it just keeps getting fucking worse.
Yeah, and the fact that just stuff starts leaking about Streamlabs in general, of what it's like to work with them, and everything about it just sounds like they're really abusive over there and just like really just like cutthroat, which is obvious based on what they did here, but it's crazy.
It's not like some of the stories we got were farcical, where it's like, yeah, I tried to apply for a job there and they sent me back a questionnaire that seemed more like consultation than an interview process. And it was like, round up our best competitors, find what their strengths are, find the most popular people on Twitch, and get rough estimates of how much they make. And all these insane things that seem like outsourced consultation instead of an actual application process. Dude just replies with an email, look, I'm willing to talk to you more about my potential employment here, but you've clearly just sent me a consultation thing you expect me to do for free.
Yeah, right.
I like how even like the Elgato Twitter account implied that fucking Streamlabs has like lifted shit from them.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Like where they said your first time too, huh? To like light stream or some shit, where it's like, oh no, this is intense.
Yeah, this sucks. Fuck them.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just gonna migrate everything over because it's not any better. It's really basic stuff, and I've used them for like 7 years at least.
Yeah, we don't use them for a whole lot. We just donation thing, Stream Boss, and like a payment method to donate. That's basically it. I recently started using their chat because something broke somewhere with the original chat source that I had.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're so replaceable.
Like immediately I found Stream Elements to be better when they're like, we have an option for your chat to scroll like a ticker on the top horizontally. Yeah. And I'm like, there's no option for that even approaching, and they keep adding custom things to that. But I just feel bad for OBS, where they're like, we have a bunch of people who harass all of our contributors asking for refunds for Streamlabs OBS.
Yeah.
Because again, they sell premium versions of that shit over there. Also, I've used their program. It's like way worse than OBS.
Yes, it is. It's insane that anyone uses that.
Yeah, you know, like with OBS, you can like customize and put like a chat on the right. You can put your stream information on the left, and you can just kind of drag them onto spaces onto your workspace. Streamlabs OBS doesn't do that. They give you 4 templates, and that's it.
I think you can customize it more. My experience using Slobs was for the Dab and Ben Fortnite stream from forever ago.
Oh my god. I tried to use it recently, and it feels like they cut out features and did that. God. Where it's just like, would you like this one where there's 3 boxes here and 1 box here? And I'm like, I can't scale anything on this at all.
No, you take it as it is.
No.
Here's your McDouble. Shut up.
Yeah, I just assumed they wanted me to pay them money.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But fuck them.
Fuck them. Moving on.
Paradox insists Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is still in development, but they won't say who the developer is.
Cool.
I hope it's fucking Arzest. That'd be pretty good. They can do it.
I think that's a lie, and we're just never going to hear about that game ever again.
Yeah. They're busy trying to sell the other things that that are actually being made.
They'll be like 10 months from now. I'm sorry, guys. It just didn't work out.
The 45 other vampire games, which are all in genres that make no sense. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is at risk of cancellation, and cancellation is likely, come reports from Ubisoft. And I'm like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no shit. Like, what? Yeah, is this news?
Yes, the person who spearheaded that game for years left
a while ago.
And
yes.
And when we saw it, it was like, we don't know what this is going to be. I guess we'll just make it a big open world prequel thing. Oh God, people don't like it as a prequel. They wanted a sequel to the story. It's a sequel now somehow. We don't know. It's whatever you want.
Yeah, it's a bunch of tech demos of CG.
Yeah, I 100% believed it was over as soon as that dude left. I'm like, there's no hope here. He was the main creative force that forced them into making it.
Yeah. Ubisoft is making an entertainment center that includes a film studio, like arcade type event, like VR, like activity stuff, and dining to open by 2025. They also claim they're making a theme park, which good fucking luck.
This is weird.
Yeah, that's bizarre.
What do you think you're on the same level as Nintendo?
I think they're on the same level as we've like maxed out what we can do making the same games over and over, and now our investors are yelling at us.
Yeah,
time for NFT metaverse theme park.
I was about to say theme park. That's crazy. A Ubisoft Dave and Buster's? Maybe.
Where it says film studio. That's it's a separate thing.
Yeah, it's a separate thing.
It's like a complex. It's like an entertainment complex, and they'll have film studios for other things, I guess.
Weird.
They want to become like Disney.
Yeah, this seems like something bigger than what Nintendo does, where they, get a part of a park for someone else's owns, not they're making their own park.
Egglia Rebirth, which is a console version of Egglia, that Mana-esque mobile game that has like the same artist, is coming to Switch in December. They only Japan right now. They haven't like announced that it's coming west at all.
Please, sir.
I hope it does eventually. I don't care that much because we got Legend of Mana Remastered, and they're probably making a new Mana game because they're making that cartoon.
They're definitely making a new Mana game.
Yeah.
They're like, maybe if this remake sells, it exceeded expectations and did like triple over what they wanted. Where I think we're good.
Okay, time for the not fun part. Time for the pain. Time for the Blizzard Hell Roundup. I'm just gonna go down the list. Jen O'Neill left because she was being paid less than Mikey Barr, who she was supposed to be equal in role to.
Yep.
She raised concerns with management prior to leaving, and they basically called her hysterical broad. Like, she was like, I don't think you guys are serious about this. You're not paying me as much. And like, I don't think things have changed from this really fucked up party you had like a decade ago where the DJ told the women to drink more so the men could have a good time. And then the response was, we don't recall that party ever happening.
All right.
She was what? The head of Vicarious Visions for 20 years?
Yes, she was the head of Vicarious Visions.
For like 20 years. She's been working on that, and wow.
Fuck Activision.
Yeah. Jesus.
Kotick stepped in multiple times to protect executives and managers who committed harassment, even when HR recommended they be terminated. One of them was the vice head of Treyarch, and he's gone already. He left as soon as this all started. Kotick threatened to have an assistant killed when he upset her.
Oh my god.
And then repeatedly threatened a flight attendant on his private jet.
Like, I assume all these things happen, but the fact that we got actual, like, public proof of it.
There are over 500 cases of harassment being investigated since the lawsuits began. And considering Blizzard's size, that means like 20% of the development staff has been harassed. And this is only the ones that have been, like, called in. It is looking like every single woman who has ever at any point worked for Activision Blizzard was assaulted at work. So it's a good thing that Actiblizzard's board says they're standing by Kotick, except for a small part that are saying that they want them to resign along with 2 other parts. But they've been saying this for a while, and also fuck them because their demands are very specifically, let's get rid of them and also disarm any chance of a union forming.
Oh man.
Oh
God.
So fuck them. They're against Kotick, but they're like just as evil.
Yes.
It's literally like, let's segue this into getting our guys in power and also preventing a union from forming.
Yo, morally gray. That's cool.
They are promoting tweets saying they're progressive good boys with a zero tolerance policy for harassment on Twitter, but they've already told people in emails that this zero tolerance policy does not apply to Bobby Kotick.
Which is insane.
Well, Dan, they said it will not apply against claims made about him because their theory, their claim is still all of it's fake.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
Jim Ryan and Phil Spencer both said, hey, fuck Activision. They're not doing enough. And Phil Spencer went even further to say they're evaluating their relationship with Activision, which isn't going to change, I don't think. I think Activision makes a little bit too much money for them for that to happen, but it's good that he's scaring them by saying it.
Yeah, that really was the next level where the PlayStation Jim Ryan like sent an internal email to all of his employees. This was Bloomberg interviewing him, and Phil's like, yo, fuck this guy. He's like, this is the most disgusting. This is ridiculous. We're looking at shit right now.
Yeah, I'd like to see this actually.
Nasty.
Yeah, I'd like to see both of them drop support just so they see how bad that is.
Yeah,
this is like, oh, this is your other option: lose billions.
Right.
I don't know. It's very likely that Bobby Kotick owns some significant portion of Activision stock because he has stock options. That's the main way he makes money.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It's also who the fuck knows what he has on the other members of the board.
Right. I'm sure he has some shit.
So we could be in this we could be like I joked about this on Twitter, like somehow this will end with Tencent owning Activision Blizzard. And I still think that's possible.
Suddenly Tony Hawk's back again.
And China's like, we love Tony Hawk.
We love money. And unlike Western companies, we seem to understand that the carrot gets us more money than the stick. But yeah, fuck Activision, fuck Blizzard. Like we're rapidly approaching the point where it's like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah, it feels like this whole publisher could shut down from this. This is really severe.
Yeah,
it would be really fucking hilarious.
It would. I'd love to see that.
I know it would be really funny. And then other people can just scoop up the stuff.
Right.
But the idea,
it's like they go under, and Sony's just like, we'll be taking Crash and Spyro back. Thank you.
God, that would be so good. That would be so fucking funny. The idea. We've reached the point where they are fucking up so bad that the lead console manufacturers have made statements about how much they're bad.
Yeah.
Before
that's
it was just
unreal.
Before it was the thing of we got blinders on. We see that fire over there. They're like, whoa.
It's like the fire is now at risk of catching our houses on fire. Either put it out or we'll kill you.
Yeah. I wish PlayStation would do some Chad shit like they did with Cyberpunk. And they're like, all right, we're just taking the current Call of Duty just off the digital store.
That would be funny.
That would be really funny. We're in this fucked up place where it's like, they aren't suffering at all monetarily. So Sony and Microsoft would have to literally be like, get rid of him or we're taking your shit now.
Yeah.
Which I'm not even sure if they can do that.
Yeah, I know that.
Maybe they can.
I mean, they can, but it's their fucking store. Legally, they are entitled to delist whatever they want.
Oh, that would be really funny then. That both console manufacturers team up and say, we've removed the newest Call of Duty from the store and removed any option to buy any of anything related to the items in it either.
It's okay. It already got all of its non-sales.
Oh, and the previous one too.
Oh, that would be terrible. I love Frank.
All they have to do to make everyone go insane and then fucking Activision folds is go. We just delisted Warzone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
That's what you do.
You hit Warzone and everything's
sadly, nothing about America has ever happened to give me the impression that that's something they're willing to go through with as the head of billion-dollar companies.
Yeah, tragically.
I think they'll mostly just rabble-rouse about it until maybe something happens or maybe something doesn't. I kind of think the way this is going to end is in like 6 or 7 months, Bobby will retire with a $500 million retirement package.
Oh yeah, there's no way he doesn't walk away with unbelievable amounts of money.
Fortune.
Yeah. I like...
Or he's like, now I'm one of the biggest shareholders, so I'm on the board.
Yep.
I like how he's truly a villain to all forms of media now. So whenever I see headlines about Bobby Kotick, they always pick this shot of him with like 11 chins. And he looks all disheveled. And I'm like, that's when he's been demonized properly.
So
when they stop using the fucking good shots.
I just like this because it's been a 10-year arc of Moneyball becoming more and more Cursed Content Club material.
No.
Because that's the movie with Bobby Kotick in it.
Oh my God. What?
Yeah, he was in the movie Moneyball. Moneyball.
That's all I think about when you say Moneyball.
You want to hit a ball with money? Moneyball.
Yeah.
I can't believe.
I can't wait for us to discuss on Game of the Year how Activision is not doing very well at all. In fact, we want them dead.
What a turnaround.
We're gonna have to do another one of those. Okay, guys, was it Blizzard last year too? where we had to have we're not putting this company up for worst company because we already know.
Yeah.
Last year was Cyberpunk. It was
it was a few different things that were like up there.
Yeah, I think CD Projekt Red was like the one that was disqualified.
Right.
Yes. But we can have, worst company sponsored by Activision. In the same way that I wish Jeff Keighley went most anticipated game sponsored by Elden Ring for the Game Awards.
Yes.
Because it's just gonna win.
It's just gonna win again.
Yeah, he needs to put up some bullshit rules so it doesn't win again. Oh well. Anyways, that's it for news.
That's it for news.
Thanksgiving is next week. That's what I'm up to.
Whoa.
Also videos.
Happy birthday?
America?
No, yeah.
No, wait, that's the 4th of July. Shit. Happy birthday, murder?
Native Americans, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, mashed potatoes.
I don't know how that went, but
you ever think about that part of the King of the Hill where they ask John Redcorn, do your people celebrate Thanksgiving? And he goes, we did once.
Yeah, I think about that a lot, actually.
Yes. God, I gotta pull that clip up again.
God. Yeah, that's what I got going on in the next week. KZ, do you have any videos or anything you need to show?
No, we're still usual supercut stuff's coming out on like the Mondays and Fridays that I change between Mario Party and other things that I happen to stream. I don't know if I'm streaming or anything over the next week. I'll have to see because I just did 50 hours in 1 week.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Phil, you got anything going on?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
Nom.
Okay, we gotta go. I gotta figure out how to make this dish perfectly in time for Thanksgiving, or everyone will be like, Dan, you can't cook, and I can't have them know my secret.
Oh no.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Big Think Dimension. If you would like to support us, head on over to www.patreon.com/gbpodcast, where you can get extra podcasts and early access to our anime podcast, Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool. Head on over there and become a $5 backer or podlord today. The executive producers for this month of GigaBoots are Esme, E. Lee Broyles, Star Falcon, Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, Live Action Muito Real, Completely Normal Adam, Cooper Tank, Zilter, and Virvarm. Thank you very much to our executive producers, and also these patrons. If you want to become an executive producer for an obscure but powerful YouTube channel, head on over to patreon.com/GigaBoots today.